See, going live, going live. Let me check and see if I have audio. Do I have audio? Do I have audio? Yeah, yes I do. Yes I do. Reboot your phone. All of a sudden, all the notifications come kicking in. Alrighty, give it a few minutes so people can join us. Hello, everyone. Turn that notification off. Uh, Hello, all. Alrighty. Welcome back to another week of technology updates. I think I got a nice little lineup for you this week. Some interesting things have come across the pipeline. So let's see. Just to give you the rundown, what I want to talk about is Verizon, 5G overall, Comcast, T-Mobile's parent company, Deutsche Telekom, the future of Wi-Fi, Comcast. Maybe I get to that one. Comcast and Charter doing some work behind the scenes. The FCC is making some moves when it comes to rural America. Maybe XR glasses, more augmented and virtual reality. My, Tesla rant, everything that's anti-Elon, because I have to pay attention to the space, and I'm probably going to be without a job soon. RFID, Apple, Samsung. Yeah, I think that rounds out the what I'm planning on talking about. So let's see, what am I going to start with today? Well, let's talk about Verizon's new makeover. So if you follow my channel, I talk about cellular. I'm not as knowledgeable as others, but I do have all three cell networks, and I use them on pretty much on a regular basis. And I have been following the industry for a good while, maybe not as long as most, but I feel like I have a little bit of professional insight on what's going on. And I gain my knowledge through what's being reported, like a lot of people do. But you can get some insight on what direction said companies are moving in. So let's talk about this one first. Verizon. So Verizon being the number one carrier in America, we're starting to see Verizon working on a softer side, a more consumer friendly side, maybe. maybe a side of the company that needed to be done due to the fact that competition is becoming more and more prevalent in America. So now we've gone from four carriers to three. Don't count Dish. That's a whole nother rant. But you got three major carriers in America, and Verizon is not has not been able to flex the way it's been flexing over the course of the years. So, if you kind of been wondering why the 5G era has been fraught with controversy and back and forth, and everybody's kind of ran to their different sides of the cages. Now Verizon feels that they're going to have to have a shift. Uh, they want to have more. They want to be in more people's lives. They want to be more prevalent. They want to kind of show that they're a kinder, gentler Verizon. And that's one of the things that you started seeing when they changed their logo. So the change of the logo, the driving force behind what they're doing. It's inside this article here from what's this? Sifegate, S SF Gate, and I don't know. When I was reading this article, I kind of already had an idea. What's up, Aries? How you doing? Aries is in the house. Thank you for stopping by. But Verizon is going to have to start taking a kinder, gentler approach. Oh, thank you. Just looking. Hey, look, they're going to have to take a more kinder, gentler approach to, being in America now that competition is more prevalent. I think that going from four carriers to three has helped the cellular industry in America a lot more. You're starting to get more competitive on pricing. You're starting to get a lot more throughput on devices. Uh-oh. Has he ingratiated us today?
How you doing, boy?
Hey, hey, that's the old man voice.
Who the hell you calling old, boy?
That's that old man voice. Sound like you're 80 years old. You about to learn me something. Yo, so
old whenever your morning routine is to check your blood pressure and your sugar.
gotta prick your finger and everything. Gotta prick your finger, check your blood pressure, all that stuff at the same time. But
what's going on with the Verizon?
Hey, we might start seeing a more kinder and gentler version of Verizon, man. They want to be nicer to their customers.
There ain't enough knees to be scratched for that to happen.
Why you say that? Yo, you don't think that Verizon could be a nicer company? I mean, they obviously see that competition is starting to rattle them a little bit.
Verizon's not mean; they just don't care. The difference.
Well, being don't care, it could be construed as being mean.
Who cares how you construed? That's what it is.
But they need to have a nicer side to them.
I don't think it matters.
Why? Why do you say that, sir?
Because only freaking nerds care how nice the company is.
I don't care if they're nice or not. I think that it's the perception of nice. Think about it. Think about it. What was it before
That's
the
like me.
merger?
That's like me asking, is a Hidden Valley Ranch, are they nice? Like no one cares. No one cares. They care, is it good? Is it good?
Hey, look. If that was the case, people wouldn't be leaving the best network in America.
They ain't leaving off of feelings, they're leaving off of money.
Hey, regardless.
It has nothing to do with nice. There's no amount of nice that'll justify the money.
Look. I'm just saying that I feel that Verizon is showing that they can compete at this new level. I mean, T-Mobile came in and slapped them in the face a couple times, and I guess they woke up.
Let's
What
be
was it?
real. T-Mobile ain't tall enough to slap Verizon in the face. At the least, they hit Verizon's shin when they swung.
Not even a kneecap.
What you talking about, boy?
You're not even a kneecap, man.
You could stand T-Mobile on the moon and they still wouldn't be tall enough to slap Verizon's genitals.
Oh Lord. Wow. Man. Hey, look, I think that what is it? Total by Verizon, right? Directly responded to T-Mobile's approach trying to use was it their MVNOs to target Verizon customers directly. And then Verizon turned around and was like, yo, look, anybody who's on T-Mobile, you can come to us and get a 5-year guarantee on your price at $15 a month.
Yeah, T-Mobile is not taking Verizon customers, sir. The MVNOs are taking Verizon's customers, not T-Mobile.
But here's the thing: T-Mobile does operate Mint, and they operate those Metro?
Are not outgrowing the Verizon network MVNOs when it comes to growth. They're not winning the growth category, sir.
Then what are they winning?
They're winning existing.
Just existing?
The MVNOs who use Verizon's network are growing faster than Mint Mobile as well as Metro. See, Metro and Mint are larger because they're first, but they're not outgrowing if you count how many subs per quarter.
That's true. I mean, like, what are the MVNOs for the cable operators are growing?
Your go-to for who's taking the subs when they're not. Let's be real. The only people on Metro was already on Metro 5 years ago. Ain't no new people going to Metro. You know the only new subs Metro get?
What do they get?
The ones they lost last month who didn't pay the bill and they just come back again. And they pay the bill on time.
Is that what they consider as a new subscriber?
You don't know what they consider. You ain't in that board meeting, boy.
I know I'm not in there.
Exactly. They're not growing, sir.
But here's the thing: quarter over quarter, Verizon's been seen losing customers
and they
to the MVNO side.
They ain't going to Mint and Metro. They're going to the cable MVNOs.
Okay.
So they out. So instead of going in the front door, like the good Christian folk, they got to go to the back door. And they still getting the same cheeseburger. They just get it at the back door. You understand?
Oh. So there's nothing special about this cheeseburger.
Might be a little saliva on the burger, but they just go to the back door and get the same burger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Hey, look, I'm just saying, with Verizon was doing of late, their My Plan platform, offering Netflix and Disney as promotional bundles.
No one cares.
Pick and play.
Nobody cares. No one cares. Half the people got it don't even use that crap. They don't even know they have it. That crap is nothing.
Dang.
There's probably, I would guarantee you, less than 2% of people even know what they're bundled in with.
Well, I mean, on these newer plans, you have to add it on yourself. They're not going to add it on for you.
That's a lie. You have to uncheck it because it will automatically check it.
Wow.
And when you go in the store, the sales rep ain't going to uncheck it. They're just going to price it, and if you take it, you're going to get that bundle, even if you don't want it. Be real about it.
So so you're saying that Verizon should keep the same energy they've been having, right?
I don't care what they should do. What they should do is irrelevant to the conversation.
But there's still a company that needs to show that they're doing something about the competition that they're being presented
They're
towards.
sending them to the back door and keeping them anyway. That's what they're doing.
But that means they're not getting as much money from them.
Yeah, but they're also not giving them as much services. So what's your point?
That's true.
All I'm saying is, I'd rather sell $1 million packs of grapes than to sell $15,000 books. Just saying, money is in volume, not price point. There's no company in this world that became super rich off of charging the most.
That is very true.
They get rich off of filling high volumes with a low amount of energy put into it. That means this: if you can make the cheapest product possible, but also make it the most popular product, you win. Somebody else can out there can have the best product possible, but if it ain't popular, it don't matter.
You sell in volume.
Yeah, kind of like prom night. When you pick your date.
But you know what? I mean, but the thing is,
sometimes you got to get what you can get.
But like right now, the biggest thing for me, what I see in the industry, there's not that much difference between the MVNOs and the main carriers themselves.
Well, then you must be looking with your eyes closed.
Not looking with my eyes closed.
Eyes wide shut.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen people tweets. What was it? Stetson put up there somebody's. I guess they commented on one of his videos, and they said that, oh well, I'm glad that I switched over to Total. It's saving him a lot of money now.
Verizon owns it.
That's true.
So now they get to offer you less services, less perks, for less money. Sounds fair to me.
Max Tech Studios just came into the building. What's going on, sir? He asked, let's see, he pulled it up. Which carrier is all the beans?
There is no all the beans carrier. They're all trash, and you just got to figure out which one smells the best.
Look, man, it's which one is not going to give you as much gas. How about that?
It's like you get one of them right, and that's like having a really fine woman, but she stinks, right? Like she smells funny, but she look great, right? And then you get the other one, she looks kind of funny, but she smells good, And then the third one don't stink, and she looks good, but she cheats on you. I mean, ain't no winning.
Well, hey, look, you can scrub stink off somebody.
No, you can't. You can lead a woman to a shower, but you can't make a bathe.
Oh Lord!
Some folks might call that sexual assault.
A lot of people would say that. Yes.
You gotta be careful now. You can't just go putting loofahs on people.
But here's the thing. So you don't think this is just a bigger way for them to show that they're trying to show their kinder side? I mean, they're changing their logo. They change their.
I'm telling you, the customers don't care. You know what kinder side is? Kinder side is when we call customer service and don't get someone with an attitude.
Man,
kinder is not your marketing. Kinder has nothing to do with your marketing. It's how you
calling customer service today, man, only gets you a robot.
Even if you do get a person, they got an attitude problem. They want to be kind. That's what they need to be kind at, but that ain't gonna happen.
Or you end up getting somebody overseas who doesn't know how to speak English.
I don't have to be a racist, so I don't care when I get someone overseas. If they get the job done, they get the job done. I don't care about that.
If I have to repeat myself 5 times, that becomes frustrating by itself.
I have never had to do that in my whole life. And I have. Well, that's probably something to do with your generation, but we ain't gonna go into that.
Oh, whatever, old man.
Just telling you, I ain't never heard a young person ever say, "Man, they couldn't understand me on customer service." I had to say, I ain't never heard a young person say it. You know why you never heard a young person say it? Because
a lot of them don't even use customer service.
They don't live in an old world where they need everybody to cater to them.
Well,
I just need someone that do what I ask, and do it with a good attitude. If you got an accent, believe me, I've been hearing accents my whole life. I'm sorry, but if you live in America and you ain't mentally disabled and you can't understand an Indian accent, you're the problem.
hey, look, it's not so much that you can't understand somebody's accent if they're speaking English. A lot of times they'll put somebody on who can barely. It's the same thing. The same
I've
thing
never had
happened.
it happen. Never.
Y'all, the same thing happens here in America.
I've never had it happen. I ain't saying it don't happen. I'm just saying I've never had it happen. I always understand them, but that's because I'm open minded. I feel like some people spend more time judging people than they do actually listening, then they act like they can't understand. It's just
That's true.
people just being jerks for the sake of being jerks and needing to feel good about themselves. So they get on the phone and hear some dude with an Indian accent, and they immediately in their brain tune out of reality and they go into the world of I'm better than you because you talk funny.
Oh,
That's the truth. That's the
no,
truth.
no, no, no. I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not gonna say that's not true. Hey, what's up, Brandon?
What's up, BT friends?
What's going on, sir?
What's up, California
much.
liberal Brandon?
Oh hell!
I'm not California liberal. You know,
What are y'all
Brandon would
talking
never do
about?
that. Talking about a more kindler, gentler Verizon.
There ain't no such thing.
You can never please the world.
That's like calling an alligator cuddly. What's wrong with you? Jesus Christ.
Hey,
No matter.
I mean, you can. Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, like even if you give them everything, you still can't please them.
Exactly my point.
Because they gave. I mean, what's it like last year? They were giving away the Disney bundle, the Apple Music, and the Google or Apple Arcade, and all this other stuff, and 60 gigabytes of hotspot.
What's up, Sneed? What's going on, sir?
Travel class.
Sneed is in the house. Hey, look, I'm just saying, man, you can always put lipstick on an alligator.
I mean, you can't please every T-Mobile customer either.
That's true. That is very true. I'm just saying, like, I do feel that Verizon is going to have to do a pivot shift. I mean,
what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to them if they don't? What's the consequence?
I mean, do they want a stronger T-Mobile sitting side by side with them?
I don't think they can. Once again,
hey, perception,
no,
man.
but Edmund, the problem is that Verizon is not Sprint from 8 years ago.
Verizon was never Sprint from 8 years ago. We talking about never came close.
But I'm saying like if like I know they're not gaining as many subscribers, but they have the DOCSIS customers coming in.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the way that I have viewed the industry of late has always been from like a point of view of you had the two at the top, Verizon, AT&T. Verizon and AT&T never competed directly with each other. They kind of just like, hey, I do my own thing, you do your own thing. We just stay out of each other's way. And then you left the two at the bottom, T-Mobile and Sprint, trying to pick up the crumbs that was left by, the two at the top, right? Now, Verizon is making moves directly in response to their competitor. What was it? Like I was saying in No Radio just a second ago, which is what was it? Total by Verizon directly challenging T-Mobile on like, hey, look, you know what? If you targeting our customers, we're gonna target yours.
I think you put too much value into them being in the boardroom actually caring what the other one is doing.
I think they care a lot more than you think.
Okay. Then. So here's the I can debunk your whole thought process, sir.
Okay.
If you really believe that T-Mobile was playing some good guy, better price role, then explain to me why they cost the same or more than Verizon now, sir.
No. I didn't say that.
Well, then what is the point you're trying to make?
I'm just saying that if you
It
even
is no
the
longer
perception,
a price battle. There is no price battle. That's over. It's been over. There's no pricing battle between the carriers. The only pricing battle going on is the lowest common denominator customers on the prepaid side. Everything in the major networks, there is no competition anymore,
Oh look, we've already gone through it. I mean, well, look, a
Oh,
lot of the price difference is the matter of like taxes and fees versus taxes, no taxes and fees.
well, taxes and fees also, that doesn't matter anymore because if we actually go and put in the plans right now, you can actually end up at the same or less on Verizon than T-Mobile, even with T-Mobile not charging taxes and fees. So what is your point?
No, I'm just saying that you have a company in Verizon directly responding to T-Mobile
By doing what?
on every war front right now. Like if T-Mobile
Where?
decides they
Show me.
want to do something,
What did
Verizon is
T-Mobile decide to
answering
do
them
so
now.
great lately, sir? What is
Well,
it?
I'm talking about the total by Verizon. Like they're
Well,
not
Total by
letting.
Verizon is chasing low fruit customers. That has nothing to do with
Yes,
regular Verizon. Two different
but
things. That's
no,
why they
not
got a different name.
really.
That's why they
But
got a different name. That's like this. If you go to Walmart right now, you got Peter Pan and you got Great Value. Guess who makes both? Peter Pan. They make both peanut butter. One's cheaper. Same company. They win no matter what. That's the part you're missing.
but they would love to win more if you buy the
They
Peter
do win
Pan.
more. They no, they don't. You know why? Because they get rid of the surplus, meaning they have no waste. So what are you talking
Mm.
about? You see? The peanut butter that goes into the Great Value jar is surplus that was going to go in the trash. That means even more profit, not less. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Come on now. If I got 1,000,000 gallons of peanut butter and every
uh,
year I throw away 250,000 gallons, and I'm just wasting all the resources I put into making that, and then I can turn it around and instead sell it to the Walmart Corporation and they put it in their own jar, and I also make a profit. Peter Pan does not lose when Great Value wins. They win both ways.
mm,
You see that what they put into making said product yields more sales. Even though at a lower price, that's still better than making nothing off of it and putting it in the trash. That's the part you're missing. Look, I used to work for an organic produce company. You know what we did?
what you did?
We sold vegetables to Whole Foods, and then we sold the same vegetables to Walmart.
Mm,
We sold Walmart what was left.
right.
We just throw it in the trash. We make more profit. We win no matter who buys it. We win whether you overpay for it at Whole Foods or you pay for nothing for it at Walmart. We still win.
But
That is total by Verizon.
no,
If you got
and that
capacity,
much I do
if
understand.
you
But
got capacity, it's better to have a lower version on the same network and get every customer versus only getting the premium customer. It's not
you
losing.
know,
You don't lose when you have a cheaper alternative that is basically the same thing. You don't. You
hey,
win
look,
by having all.
I would be right there with you if the stock prices wasn't affected by growth or a
The stock
perception
market
of
is a
growth
farce
anyway.
anyway. The stock market is a farce to begin with. Stock
No, of
market
course
is
it's a
not.
farce. But
The
guess what?
stock
Guess what?
market is
The
not a
C,
direct driver to show you how successful the company is. It's
but
not
CEOs have
way
been
more convoluted than that. Way more
CEOs
complicated.
CEOs have had their heads chopped off
And think about this.
for the performance of the stock
Yeah,
price.
but most of these companies are manipulating their stock price. They
Of
play
course they
games with
do.
it, which is why you can't trust those numbers to tell you anything.
Hey, look, I'm just saying that look, Verizon rolls the subscriber numbers into their business core also to not show any losses. So
They all
I'm just
play the
saying that
game, sir.
they're doing a lot of work to not show that they're not like losing customers. But underneath your premise, hey, they still retain the customer. They're just not retaining the customer at a higher price.
I think you still chasing 3 years ago. It's over.
No, I'm not chasing
There's
3 years
no
ago.
story here, dog. There's no story here.
No, I'm talking about. I'm looking at this like the fact that Verizon's changing up. Do they have to soften their image? Do
They
they
don't
have
have
to
to do
show
a
they
daggone
care?
thing. They don't have to do nothing. That's the point. They ain't got to do nothing. They don't have to do
Mm.
anything. That's the point. Neither does T-Mobile. They've already proven they don't have to do anything. Neither one of these companies is on their way out of business. So this
No, no.
okay then.
But hey, here's the thing. What
I
we
think
all know. What?
you need this story for dramatic effect. I get
No,
it.
not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Man, you
I'm
done turned
saying
me
that.
into that
Hey,
guy this evening.
here you go. Here you go. What happened if Verizon lost a lot of customers to
Where they going?
T-Mobile, or
They don't.
T-Mobile end up, or
They don't.
T-Mobile has more subscribers than Verizon? Won't the perception change?
What year is that gonna happen, sir? What year?
I'm just saying, if that end up happening, doesn't
play
the
ifs.
greatest
I don't know what
Edmund, no, but
company of all
Edmund,
time
too many
change?
ifs, man. There's no value in ifs. Ifs don't matter.
no, but Edmund, the thing is that even if T-Mobile surpasses
What's up,
Verizon,
Austin?
even if
Go ahead.
T-Mobile surpasses Verizon, I mean, who in at the end, who's really gonna care? Because once T-Mobile surpasses Verizon,
Uh-huh.
that means that T-Mobile's gonna end up being more expensive because more people requires more expenses, right?
I mean, you could look at it and say yes, but at the same
I
time,
mean,
whatever got you to the top, you could
it's like
keep going that.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
they
what
don't. They've already stopped doing that.
no, but Edmund, it's like when you have a family, the more kids you have, the more your money you're gonna have to spend, right?
That's true.
Exactly.
That's
So
true. But then you could be having a whole bunch of babies for retirement because you need somebody to take care of you when you get old.
Yeah, but what do they all end up being on food stamps?
ain't none of them kids gonna make it to the league. Ain't none of them kids gonna be a doctor. You be
I
lucky if
gotta.
you keep out of prison.
Oh no. Hey, look, you gotta take your chances, man. Look, 20, 30 years ago, man, people were having like 20 kids. Now they're only having 3.
You said 30 years ago.
You had people with families like 30 and 40
you mean
kids.
50, 60 years ago.
That too. Yeah.
Not 30
Hey,
years
look,
ago.
I had all these uncles and aunts I didn't even know who existed.
I know one family that got more than 5 kids within 30 years ago. Time frame.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying that the perception of market leader changes once you have the market lead. Like it doesn't matter of how you might think that the company actually functions, but having the top spot means a lot. And if you don't want to lose the top spot, I mean, they obviously have to see, it dwindle. I mean, no matter how much you can cover it up with stock price, if your competitor is coming up behind you fast, regardless if you want to say that, hey, you know what, they'd only have half as many subscribers, but the other half might not be real. It doesn't matter. The stock price is going to reflect accordingly. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I just think that Verizon do need to have a more nicer side.
So they can reach whose goals? Your goal for them?
Not my goal.
Then what is their goal then?
To stay number one.
Who told you that? Where's that written at?
Let's see.
And number one where? In
Number
what
one.
category?
Number one in America. Number one wireless carrier in America.
But based on what metric?
Well, there's different metrics, and I don't want to go down those rabbit holes.
You see the problem?
I don't want to go down those rabbit
You're
holes.
setting goalposts for another entity based on what you think they want.
No, hey.
Oh.
Hey. I'm just saying.
Let's be an example. Let's give an example, right? Let's give an example.
Okay.
Does T-Mobile try to be number one at root metrics?
No.
So could we clearly state that that is not T-Mobile's goal? Because if it were their goal, they might behave differently, right?
I think that they would do things differently if they were trying to play that game.
All righty then. But we do know Verizon puts a lot of effort into winning that game.
Yes, they put a lot.
Could we say that's the goal for them?
That is a goal for them. Yes.
All righty. Now, see, that's how we use reality to pick out a goal, and right. T-Mobile, but only goal that I can even see is just simply subscriber growth. It is not being profitable, right? It is not actually. It's not shareholders making money because you ain't gonna make no money on T-Mobile stock.
But here's the thing:
Okay,
of late, they starting to offer like they starting to do stock buybacks. They starting to do dividends. You see that they're trying to mature.
But that's based on what my point is. This you make it sound as if they're all chasing the same goal. They're clearly not. So how can you be in a battle towards a goal if your goals are all different?
I think that all the goals are virtually on the same path.
I don't think they are.
Look, how you get to that goal really doesn't matter. It's the like you want it to everybody wants the top spot. Like we do debates over who's the greatest of all time when it comes to basketball. You don't think that LeBron James would love to be
That's a
hands
dumb
down
argument
considered the
though,
greatest
because
of all
you can't
time?
even compare LeBron James and Jordan, which proves my point.
But here's the thing: people
Anything,
still do.
and that don't make them people smart.
But here's the thing: the way that I
The
look at it
existence
is
of
you
something does
still
not
want,
make it automatically the thing. Existing does not make you credible.
but you still want to be on top. You know why would look here you go. Yes, you know that what your limitations are. But if you could take your limitations and turn
Well,
them into strengths
the
to
truth
get
is
to the top,
the truth is your limitations are what you make them. They're not just are. They're what you make them.
hey,
The only thing you're limited by is whatever you choose to be limited by. Limitations. I get it. Somebody who don't walk, who ain't got no legs, they might be limited to run a marathon. Okay, cool, right? But we ain't talking in business and networking and all this crap. Any company
look,
that sets a goal and they put every effort into said goal, most likely they will achieve that goal.
look. Poor little Ting Ting put bent back paper clips on his legs so he can compete. He didn't let his legs be gone to stop him from competing with people with legs. Okay, I'm just saying. If that was the case, he could have just put wheels on it. Would have been more
So what you
efficient.
just described is how T-Mobile be holding up cell sites with popsicle sticks. What you're basically saying.
And look,
Poor
with
little Tink
super
Tink
glue
Mobile.
and duct tape.
Poor Tink Tink Mobile is what you're saying.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. You still you still want to be in the running with the best people that are in the game. And if Verizon is considered the best in the
Yeah, but if
game,
you see a
you want to be
company
right there
literally,
with them.
so my question is this: when you see a company literally do something that compromises what you just described, would that not make you go, well, maybe they ain't that serious about this goal? Because look what they just did. If you
I don't know,
see,
man.
you see. Or
Look,
maybe their goalpost is shorter than you think. So you thinking they want this next goal, and the reality is they already got to their goal. I think that T-Mobile is already happy with their subscriber base. And they're now going to play the same game that Verizon plays. You know what that is?
what?
Maximizing ARPU out of every single customer.
That's true. But
Which is why you raise
you're
prices.
also saying that it
Yes,
wouldn't.
that's
But
why
at the
you
rate
raise
you're
prices.
going, you're telling me they wouldn't want to be able to take the top spot.
Once again, we're talking about people's feelings. I'm talking about what is.
I'm not talking about fillers. I'm
You
not
said
talking about
want. Want is not
the
want is not a fact. It is a feeling. I want a popsicle. Okay, I want a strawberry soda. You know, like who cares what you want? What are you gonna do? We don't care what you want. All I'm
look,
looking for is
man.
what they do. I don't care
I
what they
believe
want. I'll
I
watch.
believe that
Right?
all
I
these
hate to
I
have to say
believe
this, but Sneeze says it. Don't look at what companies say. Look
that
at
look
what
what
they
they
do.
do.
All right.
Hey,
So stop bringing to me about
I
this want stuff. I don't care
hey,
about what you got.
understand something.
I watch what they do.
I do believe by when you look at them that Verizon's moves right now show that they see their market position going down. Why would you even have to change? Like, why
And
would you
what
even consider want to change your image?
and what they
If what got you what if what got you to the top got you to the
so
top,
okay then.
then
So
why
what are
change
the
it?
so
Or why
other
even
than
think
the
about changing
headline of
it?
this article, what are they specifically going to do that ties into people's lives?
I don't know, man.
You
I don't
didn't
know
even read it.
exactly.
You see my point? You
No, I did
just
read
said
it. I did
Verizon
read
wants
it.
to change their image. I go, how they gonna do that? Oh, I didn't read that.
Oh no! I
I ain't
read
read
it.
all that
What I'm
yet.
saying is I don't even think that this company or like the company that wrote the article knows exactly what they need to do.
Which is why you shouldn't be putting so much value into it once again.
I'm not putting
You see,
anxiety
you
into it.
taking the headline and you decided that off the headline, you know what the whole article about. And
No,
Verizon's intention. Well, then look, so good. I
I
like receipts. I need receipts. What is Verizon specifically going to do to tie into people's lives? If you don't know the answer to that, you don't get to argue what Verizon wants to do because you don't even know. That's once again like voting without even reading the policy.
true.
All righty. So stop voting for what Verizon wants, and you ain't even read the daggone policy they try to pass.
Hey, look, man, I don't even think they let people know what the policy is.
That's
Hey,
my
look,
point.
it's
And
like
you
it's
already
like
jumped on it. Damn.
look. It's like trying to decipher what somebody's intentions are. I don't think people truly tell you that they're going to stab you in the back. You got to figure it out.
Nah, I just assume they're gonna stab me in the back and slit their throat before they can even get the knife out.
Oh God.
So, that is what it is. So happens.
Hey, look, man. I try to take people on face value as much as possible, but you also, like you said, you watch what they do. Verizon. This is like I said. This is the most I've ever seen Verizon respond to anybody, let alone a fierce competitor in the same space.
So what you saying is, in your opinion, Verizon is terrified of T-Mobile. They're not worried about any other factors of business. It's all about what T-Mobile's doing. You're saying
No,
that T-Mobile
I'm
is
not saying that.
the
I don't know.
networking and customer and transactional leader in the telecom because Verizon has to follow. That's what you're saying.
No, I think that Verizon is moving to try to directly compete against T-Mobile, and I think that with that being said, they are
They are.
trying to
They
change
are.
their
You know how they
image.
are? They're competing with T-Mobile through the cable companies.
That's another place they can compete at, but
But not
come
through their
on,
own
man.
services. That's all I'm saying.
But here's the thing: to say that a company doesn't want a customer to stay with them paying at the higher price, man. I
The
mean, that
highest
kind of goes.
price. Just think about
That
it.
kind of.
I just explained it to you already. If imagine I got a pancake restaurant, right? And
Uh-huh.
on the premium menu, you get 3 pancakes in the stack. You get 2 eggs and 3 pieces of bacon, right? And then
Right.
at the back door, well, them folks have to go to the back door because they ain't welcome inside on the inside with the good Christian folks. The back door, you pay $2 less, but you only get 2 pancakes, 2 pieces of bacon, and 1 egg. Now you still ate breakfast, but I gave you less and I charged you less. Did I lose
Right.
money?
Did you lose
No, I
potential
did not
money,
lose money.
or did you lose you still have the customer? But here's the
I
thing.
still I charged them less and I gave them less. If I was giving them the same thing and charging less, now I'm losing money.
Hmm.
They don't get all my special phone deals. They don't get none of my loyalty promotional pricing. They don't get they don't get half of this stuff.
Mm,
I offer them a bunch of like promotions on phones that cost half as much as the premium customer's phone costs. I get them promotions on A series phones while my premium customer gets promotions on S series phones. I'm selling them a lower valued item at a lower price. I still keep my profit margin. See, profit has ARPU is based on profit, not total amount.
okay.
That means what I give, what it costs me to give it to you versus what I receive. If it only costs me $15 to give it to you, and I only make 5, that's no different than it costs me $60 to give it to you, and I still only make 5.
Hey, I mean, at the
Making
way that
5 is
some of the
making 5. It's the
but at
quote
the way
count.
that a lot of the way that a lot of this has been going, I think that they've still been trying to offer the 15 regardless of what tier you had.
Look at retail. I worked in retail, right? When I worked in retail, the number one thing we learned is that the cheapest items in the store makes the most profit, not the expensive ones. You
Hmm.
go to Walmart, they make more selling you a Pepsi as far as profit margin goes. They make more selling you a Pepsi than they do selling you a PS5
True.
because of profit margin. So that means this: if I invest $1 million into stock, into like inventory of Pepsi, and I invest $1 million in the PS5s, I make more off the Pepsi with my
That's
$1
true.
million investment. I'm buying 2 different priced items. When we look at the profit margin, I made more profit on the cheaper item. I
No, no.
remember looking at cost on items, and when I worked in retail, and some of that stuff was marked up 300% from cost.
Well, it's the
Whereas
same thing about like
the
buying.
expensive item was marked up 10%.
It's the same thing about like buying a Snickers bar from the gas station. They want you to buy stuff inside the
The,
gas
the
station
gas
because
station
that's where
marks it up
they
175%, whereas Walmart might only mark it up 50.
right.
That's my point, though. You don't need to charge more to make more. All you need to do is figure out how to get the most for the cheapest item.
But here's the thing: I have tested like some of the MVNOs, and I've been requested to test some more. But like when I sit them side by side, there's not that much difference.
Spectrum Mobile is on. For example, I have a MVNO line with a cable code, right?
Right,
The bottom tier Spectrum Mobile plan is like 30 gigs of priority.
right.
Yes, it is better. That is better than Verizon's lowest plan.
See,
But it's not better than Verizon's other plans as far
that's
as what
true.
you get. Now, the only way you even get remotely close to Spectrum pricing is when you have multiple lines. Otherwise, the Verizon plan is double what Spectrum Mobile pricing is bundled.
Right.
But here's what happens though. When that Spectrum Mobile plan hits 30 gigs, it is
Oh,
a
you hit a
wall.
wall. You hit a hard wall.
And the only time you get relief from that wall is around ultra wideband. Whereas with the Verizon line,
But here's the thing:
as long as it ain't
as of late,
congested, you're not slamming into a wall.
but here's the thing: as of late, you've been people have been saying that they've been throttled on ultra wideband too, like when you're on millimeter wave.
But on what plan?
See, that's a good
I
question.
didn't say you didn't get throttled, sir. I said how it behaves. Yes, you get throttled, but do you need 300, 400, 500 megs to watch YouTube?
No,
So who cares if your Spectrum Mobile line is being throttled to 200 on millimeter wave as long as YouTube works? No one cares.
No, but no
So
radio.
it's not tangible.
No, but no radio. Even then, like Visible gives you 3 to 5 gigabits of ultra wideband on millimeter wave, and video is capped at 1.5 megabits for
Yeah,
video.
but I ain't talking about that company. I'm talking about the cable MVNO.
Well, those are the same
They're
way
not.
too.
I got a line right now. Prove it. It ain't happening.
So you got uncapped video.
When I'm on millimeter wave, I'm not being capped on my video, sir. But mind you, I'm not manually switching to 4K every time. If it plays at 1080 or 720, no one's going to notice. But if it drops to 360, now the cap is recognizable. We're not talking. We're talking about regular users using these devices, not nerds.
no.
Regular user, unless that video is pixelated, they don't notice the cap.
They don't.
And that's what matters. So, if Verizon can give you less, aka when I'm on C-band, on Spectrum Mobile, and I'm past 30 gigs, but I'm on C-band, my phone works perfectly fine.
But here's the thing: with
When
me
I'm on
being on
LTE,
18,
it goes to dog crap, which
look
is
when I'm
how.
on. But look, when I'm on AT&T, I have the highest tier plan on AT&T. It's not the current highest tier, but it's still at the time was the highest tier, and they've knocked my priority data down into the toilet.
I understand that, but we're
And
not talking about AT&T right now, sir. Don't change this.
No, I'm just
We're
the reason why
saying
I'm using that as an
Verizon versus
example.
Verizon MVNO. That's all we're talking
Okay,
about right now.
all right, so we'll stick with that.
So
I'm
what
just saying that
is for the regular user, I have people who I know who only use their cable line. I work with like 4 people who only use their cable line. And they express to me that they never have any single issue doing anything.
I hear you.
But it probably matters that they're not doing 600 speed tests every day.
Well, that's because they're normal users.
You got people in here that do a terabit of speed test and then talk about being throttled.
Hey, or
They're
getting
not just
kicked off
using their
that
devices
service,
normal. That's the point, though. They're not just using their devices normal. Because if
or
you
getting
do,
getting completely kicked off the service. But that's like hey. But I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying is, if you literally lock out speed testing, you don't do any formal speed testing whatsoever, and you get a 30 gig priority MVNO plan, 99% of people will not be able to perceive any difference whatsoever. We are not regular people. So the throttling we see is a side effect of how we behave on the network. person like me, if I go to a millimeter wave node, depending on what MVNO I have, that MVNO may or may not count millimeter wave data towards my data usage. May or may not. But let's say they do, right? That means that if I literally sit there and do 30 millimeter wave tests, I have already cleaned out my entire priority data if they were counting that data.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Now, if you do that on an MVNO and they count that towards your data, and then you go, man, they throwing the crap out of me. Of course they did. You download 30 gigs of data in 10 minutes. Your phone bill's $29, bro. With your bundle, $29. Your second line ain't but $10. You think we're about to let you run a terabit for $40?
No.
That's my point. So
Hey,
I
hey, look,
challenge
I'm just
everybody
saying.
in here, go get you a cable co MVNO line and do not do a single speed test and just use the device. And I guarantee you will probably make it to the end of the month and not have used all your data. But if you get that thing go, I'm going to test and I'm going to test and I'm going to see how much I can do and I'm going to force it to do this and I'm going to force it to do that, you're literally handicapping the design of the plan from actually being able to give you good service.
No, and that's totally understandable. I'm
Those
just saying,
plans are for people like my wife who don't even use 22 gigs in a month.
but the way that the way that I see it is, I don't see that much difference in between. Me personally, I don't see that much difference in between the main plans and the MVNOs right now. Because if you're on Verizon and you hit if you hit 50,
Right.
you
The
still hit a
business plan
wall.
gives you the ability to be abused and still have air to breathe. The
Yo,
MVNO plans don't.
hold up. Keon, this man, Aries, is spitting the hot fire, and you're not listening, man.
The
And you're not
Rasta fire.
listening, man. He spits the hot fire, man, and you're not listening, man.
Oh no, I hear what he's saying. I'm just saying
We need to get T-Mobile. We need to get T-Mobile Keon, the MVNO line, and we need a block speed test.
oh look, I've already done that. I've done
We need a
that.
block speed test app, block the fast app, block any networking app whatsoever, and say you may only use this to talk to people, watch YouTube, and pay bills.
Look,
Like
I have
normal
already
people
done
do.
that.
And
I've
you
already,
will not run into a wall, sir.
I have already done that. What is it? I did it on the Mint and the mobile line, and
Which plan, sir?
it was the one they were offering like $15 a month,
Yeah,
but for
those
3
plans are
months,
not
15.
those plans like permanent bottleneck you when you get past your date.
No,
They don't
they
open up and get on another connection.
actually it does they keep it at like 1.5 megs the whole time.
See, the MVNOs don't do that. The Verizon MVNOs aren't doing 1.5 meg. You ain't gonna be next to a C-band site. You're now 1.5. It ain't gonna happen.
No, but I'm just saying, like, yo, it took me a while to hit to cross that 30 gig threshold at that rate.
Yeah, but and let's just be real too, right? Like some of us we work out in the world where we're never near Wi-Fi. We're going to use more, right? But guess what? That is not
True.
the majority of people. The majority of people are next to Wi-Fi all day.
Which
No,
is like,
but
hey, I've said it. Hey, Wi-Fi saves these cellular networks lives. So
Yeah.
without Wi-Fi, that we would like their networks would crash.
So think about this.
I mean, they already are with fixed wireless.
Think about
No,
the spectrum.
there was an article came out saying that they've been actually holding well underneath the stress, both Verizon and T-Mobile.
But where's the receipts?
Oh man, I didn't keep. I
He only
didn't
read
keep
the
it.
title of the article. He just reads article titles. He don't
No,
read the
I
article.
did. I don't just read titles of articles.
Edmund, you at least copy and paste it to Google Translator for it to read to you, sir.
You're the reason why
Wow.
when we get to the 2030 something election, it ain't gonna be nobody on the paper. You're gonna have to know who you vote for and actually write their whole name or you don't vote.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people would flunk that test?
Hey, they should flunk it because you shouldn't be able to vote for somebody you don't even know.
Man, that's a poll tax, sir. No, that's a poll tax.
You be in there like they be like James Dean. That name sounds good. I'm gonna vote for it. They were like director. They were like the director of education. Oh, I didn't know that was an office. Well, whose name sounds nice?
Mm.
Oh, that
But
Democrat.
No,
I'm
but
over that one.
go ahead, Brandon.
no, but how much data did you use on the Mint Mobile line?
I actually had to like run like what is it? I ran YouTube on it for like a week straight after I just so I could pass it over 30 gigs.
Mhm.
I mean, I had to leave it at home, just let it play. That's all I did.
It was running on
No, but
480p
but
though.
the
Oh yeah, it was running at 480p.
That's why I don't use Mint Mobile plans as my distinguishing.
But I needed to be able to show people what happens when you hit that wall. Like once you cross that 30 gigs, what happens to your data? And I needed to show the difference between being on one side of the fence versus the other side of the fence. And once I cross that fence, oh man, you get
Yeah.
hit hard.
It only applies to Mint though.
Well, I mean, I did it on
Everybody's different.
T-Mobile. I haven't done it for Cricket yet.
It's like it's time for you to get a U.S. mobile line next, sir, and
That's true.
abuse
And a
it. So
US
we can
mobile
see.
line, a US mobile line is actually a decent
Yeah, it's
MVNO
looking good.
option.
I'm considering a U.S. mobile line, sir.
Because I
Hey, look,
think their plans are like some of them are very generous.
I want that teleport ability.
Yeah, that's a cool feature.
but see, that's what. Hey, look, I've always said it. That feature should
That's
have
what
been on Dish.
that's what Google 5 should have been.
But
Let's leave it to
that's
Google
true.
to screw up something.
I don't think they had. I don't think they thought that far ahead.
Yeah. That's why they shouldn't have been in the game. See, that's what happens when you campaign, get elected, and don't know what you're doing.
Dang.
You go out of business.
But hey, I'm just saying, like from my point of view, I as long as I've been paying attention to the space, seeing Verizon make moves the way they've been moving in the last 4 years has been totally different than the previous 8.
It's not 4 years though. It's less than that. It's
Well,
100% connected to the network, sir.
well, of course it's connected directly to the networks, but also the competitive landscape.
You
They're
can't
not
compete if your
they're not
network can't
sitting on.
handle adding more customers. They had
Hey,
too many customers for their 35 megahertz of bandwidth. It's a simple calculus. They sell a network. You can't sell what doesn't run. You can't sell broken lawnmowers. You can't sell cars that don't roll. Like it does, this is what it's connected to. So as the network got modern, they were able to sell more capacity. That's what all
that's
this is
true.
about.
But you
I
don't.
mean,
But
look
you're
at
telling
look
me
at
that. But you're
look at
not
on
telling me that.
LTE. Look at on
But you,
LTE. We're talking about video. LTE, they still cap at 720p because
yes, they
there's no new
do.
bandwidth over there. At least not national. They got a little bit of CBRS in about 100 or so markets, but it's not national. So they can't give people a national plan on a channel that isn't nationally available. But the 5G ultra wideband is going to be nationally available, or however many pops they end up getting. So they sell
Right.
that. So where they have it, you see that there's no any type of throttling at all. Bro, my plan has unlimited high speed hotspot with the ultra wideband add on my legacy plan. I can use
Yeah.
hundreds of gigs of hotspot data, hundreds, and I don't get flagged or nothing. As long as I'm on
Mm,
5G ultra wideband.
I know that currently right now that I've seen while I was on ultra wideband that the overall network experience was good, but the capacity wasn't there.
Capacity to
So
what? To
to
do.
like do a download.
So you didn't do a speed test to come to this conclusion?
No, I did a direct like downloading like an app off the app store. I
I don't
you
know.
can
I
see.
fumbled when you answered that one.
No,
Nah,
no. Give me a second to get my thoughts together. Hey, look. What I'm saying is I was see. I'm thinking back to when I saw it. I
Yeah.
was in Greenville, North Carolina when I saw it. I'm thinking back to that. But I saw, the potential capacity, but the potential capacity versus what the download was able to do was two totally different things. So I'm just saying that, yeah, they have more juice in the tank, but they're not offering more juice in the tank.
I don't even know what that means, but here's what I'll share with you. I just made a series of
Okay.
videos in which I did the 5G speed test. for each carrier, all four networks. AT&T was the fastest. It was like 900 megabits down. T-Mobile was at like 700 down. Verizon was at 300 down, and Dish was at 200 down. And Verizon had the fastest app download, and it wasn't even close. T-Mobile and AT&T downloaded the app in 25 seconds, Verizon in 15 seconds, Dish in 45 seconds.
I understand.
So I don't know. Maybe transport. I mean, I don't know the factors. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit that goes on. I don't know, man. The core routing. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. You know.
Hey, look, I did that same test that you just described, and I saw Verizon's performance not up to par or up to the par standards that I've been told.
You know what I saw today? I did a T-Mobile speed test on LTE, got like 120 down.
Dear.
I did the 5G test, got like 500 down, and they had downloaded the app at the same speed. It took like 25 or 30 seconds. Same. So I don't know if that, again, the network core, I know they run a converged core. You know, I don't know if there's transport limitations and they're bottlenecking somewhere within the network. I don't know, man.
I mean, I use Google to do the download test because it tends to have a little less restrictions on them. And then on top of that, I know that I could test not Ookla, no, Google. Whenever I do a download test from them, I prefer to download from Google versus like some dedicated website, because sometimes people dedicated servers, they'll turn their servers off at a certain time just to save power.
Yeah, that gets annoying.
So I mean, I test at random times, and I don't want the download test to be interfered with by I want it to be interfered. If it was going to be any interference, it'll be topography, not like, oh well, they turn it off between the hours of 8 and 5. You know, that's kind of how I look at it.
You treating their servers like AT&T treats its panels.
Man. I'm pulling AWS from a neighboring cell, bro. Ain't that a bitch?
And is that a bad thing? I would consider that to be a good thing.
I mean, I'd rather not pull a mid-band signal from 2 cells over.
He'd rather it be on every site.
I mean, you're asking me like what my preference is. I'd like my serving cell to be all bands enabled. I'm paying my bill 30 days out of a month, not 23 days out of a month.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what if there's a lot of people in your serving cell, but all that capacity on those cells that are, 2 cell sites away is just sitting stagnant?
It don't work like that.
Why you say it don't work like that?
So it doesn't.
But that's what the dual band connectivity is supposed to do. It's supposed to be able to pull.
Everybody knows
that's not what
capacity from other
dual
sites.
connectivity is for. No, dual connectivity is for getting a 5G icon onto a phone, so you think you got something good.
No, that's not it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
There's
not
an actual science behind it.
So you tell me this, bro. Why does every single time somebody connects to dual connectivity, the connection is unstable and less usable than just connecting to the native bands on the serving cell?
That part I don't know yet. But
see, this
I know
this is my point. You're
but
degrading the experience so that you have an icon. So it's like bragging rights. It's like, you're putting on nice clothes, but you're dirty. Like you've been running around sweating all day and your pits stink, but you put on your new clothes and sprayed some cologne on it.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, they didn't even wash your ass.
Yeah, so you just smell nasty.
Behind a motherfucker like that.
What I'm saying is like they the way that they were talking about it on some of the seminars that I watched, it's like for dense city where like antennas aren't really on sectors, but they're in coverage zones. So like, you can use a building as a sector, right? Like different sectors. But when you get into like more city landscapes, the traditional cell tower kind of fades away. And that's where dual connectivity works in it is if you have a cell site that's pointing at you, but it's 14 blocks away, the signal still reaches you.
My
But if
guy,
you're
if I
but if
disable
you're
dual connectivity, my experience on AT&T improves.
but that might be just AT&T's bad at what it's doing.
And that's what we need to understand is I don't care what the theoretical is. I'm paying
Ding,
money
ding,
not for
ding.
theoreticals. I'm not
Ding,
paying
ding,
theoretical money. I'm paying real money.
ding,
Hey, look,
ding,
I'm
ding.
just saying that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who
Talk to
cares
him, no
about
radio.
what the
Talk to him,
standard
bro.
Bro,
hey,
Keon is
look.
so worried about what a standard says versus what's actually happening in the real world. And then the real world, the carriers are abusing dual connectivity, not using it efficiently and properly. Period. So it
Hey,
can't
look.
be good if no one does it good.
Well, here's the thing: if we're just comparing everybody to AT&T, nobody can know how to do it
We ain't
good.
just talking about them. We
But
saying
I have
in general. Yeah, I can design anything, right? But if I sell it to you and you use it wrong, what good is it? It's no good.
hey, but if that one company is using it wrong, that doesn't mean everybody else
So
is
you're
using it
saying the other
wrong.
Who's
people
using
use
it
it right?
right? Who's
Hey,
using
look,
it
I'm
right?
just saying that
If all three companies use it wrong, then does it benefit you?
no, it doesn't.
Ding,
Who's
ding,
using it
ding.
right?
I mean, I've
That's
seen T-Mobile use it, and it's been doing pretty good.
I don't see T-Mobile using
I
it.
remember when T-Mobile used to use it. It was terrible.
I don't see them
Hey,
using
look,
it at all in my market. They're not using that crap at all here, dude.
I see
I
them. I
remember
see them
I
using it.
remember the first sites near my house that got N71. It was 2 sites away. And that shit would jump 2 cell sites and it would show up on my serving cell. And it made the 5G connection trash. All it did was crush my battery.
Hey, look, I'm telling you that from my point of view, especially in like city landscapes, it's much needed. I mean, if you
No,
got
it's
cell sites that are
not.
not being utilized,
No,
It's
it's
that
not.
only
What's
as
much needed
you
in
valuable
need
as
the capacity.
cityscapes? No, what's much needed in cityscapes are small cells, are millimeter wave nodes and CRAN, 10 gig fiber circuits to multiple sectors. This is what wins in cityscapes. That dual connectivity shit is for the birds.
I don't know, man.
that
Hey,
new
I've
connectivity shit
seen.
is like T-Move. It's like T-Move 5G.
Let me ask you this question: what good is what good is a 10 gig circuit if there's no if the 10 gig circuit is not where the people are?
If there's millimeter wave on the macro, it's damn good.
Yeah, but here's the thing: what about the person who's outside the range of the millimeter wave? What do
Well,
they
they
get?
don't need millimeter wave because ain't nobody out there with them. They by
But I'm
themselves.
but what I'm saying is
They like one of them. They like one of them dwarf planets floating around one of the random planets. They don't matter. They don't matter. You got
uh
Keon. Name me 3 dwarf planets.
Ceres, Pluto, and Enceladus.
Pluto is not a dwarf planet.
Pluto is considered a dwarf planet.
I thought it wasn't a planet at all anymore.
No, they
Oh,
put
for a while
it in
they thought it was a
dwarf
moon or
planet.
some shit.
It identifies as a dwarf planet. Let's say that.
It had its gender changed, sir.
Oh, damn.
It took it flipping and flopping.
Hey, look, I'm just saying that for a T-Mobile who doesn't have the resources of Verizon, they're having a better coverage in the cityscape called Washington D.C. And I can see what they're doing because I'm looking at the cell identifiers and they're completely different of each other. And
Wait, Verizon doesn't have good
I'm getting like
coverage in
1.2
DC?
gigs, huh?
Verizon doesn't have good coverage in DC?
Verizon's not pushing their coverage yet. Like it's there, but the capacity is not there.
So not coverage. You're saying they don't have enough capacity.
They don't have enough capacity.
So when you use it, it's like congested and affects the experience.
In certain places, yes. Where they've aimed at is around the hotter spots like the convention center because that's going to have a lot more people at it. Yeah, you could put small cells around there, but
So
what
they don't
happens when
really
you're
have a
driving down the
coverage
road?
issue. They have a capacity issue. You're saying
It is a capacity issue for usage. Yes.
Well, I will acknowledge this much. Verizon has continued to skip cell sites here. And T-Mobile didn't do that here. We're talking about sites that T-Mobile fully upgraded now 4 years ago that Verizon still hasn't touched. 4 years later. So I'll say that much is happening out here.
So you're going from like 2 megabits to like 2 gigabits.
I put it to you like this: you can't even load Google Maps at my parents' house on Verizon, and they
Ow.
live
Ow.
in town. They live in town, not in the boondocks. They can get high speed internet from a major telco. They can drive to a grocery store in 30 seconds, and you can't open Google Maps at their house.
I still to this day can't figure out how more people didn't switch to T-Mobile over the last 3-4 years.
What?
Because
But let's
people are
be real,
stubborn.
right? Those people, a
They
lot of
really
them,
are,
are
bro.
like my parents, right? In my
Stubborn.
parents' world, T-Mobile and AT&T don't even exist.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if they're better in that location, they don't
They wouldn't
exist
know.
in their mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 My parents did. Look, I'm gonna tell you what's hilarious, Steve. My parents switched to CenturyLink, right, about 6 months ago from Spectrum, and no, it wasn't even 6 months. It was like 4 months ago. They switched, and they already switched back. Well,
Oh,
while they
yeah.
were switching back, the Spectrum, they got it. The modem was mailed out, and it didn't work when they hooked it up. Okay. They had unplugged the CenturyLink, and that is the moment they realized that Verizon doesn't work at their house. Because they've had Wi-Fi at that house for all the 14 years they've been in that brand new house, and they didn't realize how bad Verizon was until there was no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they're always on Wi-Fi calling.
Hmm.
Always on
Well,
Wi-Fi. So when they
but
mind,
that's what I'm
Verizon's
saying.
the best.
Wi-Fi saves a lot, saves the networks.
Yes. So, and the thing is, like I said, they do not live in the boonies. They can drive to a grocery store and a Walmart in less than 5 minutes with traffic. And they cannot even, my mother couldn't even open the Spectrum app on Verizon's network. That gives you an idea of how much Verizon does not care. That town still doesn't have C-band. That town has grown to a population of over 6,000. They have two major manufacturers, including Toyota, coming in, and Verizon barely gets 1 meg in that town. T-Mobile, 800.
This is what I'm saying though. Like people never thought to themselves, "There's got to be something better than this." It's crazy.
But I
Well,
think
for
that
that older generation,
people automatically,
calling
but people
primary for them.
automatically, just deal with what they have. They don't change. They don't go and say, "Hey, you know what? Let me find what's good." They assume that everything's bad. I mean, if it's bad on one, it's bad on all.
So basically, for my parents, right? If Verizon's bad, there's no way T-Mobile works. That is the moniker for that generation. There's no way that another company works. If Verizon don't work, don't nobody work. That's how they think.
I was always because for home internet, that's probably true, right? Like if you only have like one provider that's available to you, you're just like, oh shit, it's just gonna be like this. It's not good, but I don't have any
Oh,
other option. But with wireless networks, it's very different.
and you know how I stay out of my parents' stuff, right? Like I don't give any opinion about nothing they do. So when they make decisions, I just sit back and I look at them like I'm studying. I'm studying a creature. My parents switched back to CenturyLink because the new name was Brightspeed, and they assumed it was a new company with new service.
Wasn't that what Spectrum did when they changed their name from Time Warner?
Not necessarily because the service wasn't. We already had the high speed, so it ain't like it ain't like people thought, oh, it's a higher speed now. My parents, whenever they see the brand Brightspeed in their mind, oh, that's not CenturyLink. They're a new, faster carrier. New
Right.
faster company. That
Mhm.
they fell for it, and when they went back, they were in Buffer City. Everything buffering in the house. They were so mad about what they were paying Spectrum, but when they went back to Brightspeed CenturyLink, they were like, "This is terrible." They didn't make it 4 months. They switched back. They said, "We'll pay it. We don't care what it is.
But
We'll
you know
pay
what? But
it."
you have to. But you also have to know. You have to know it or experience it to be able to know what's bad or good. I mean,
Yeah, but it was the same. But here's my point, though, right? Because they're not nerds like us, they didn't know it was just CenturyLink with a new name.
true.
So that's my proof that this generation is not as up to date as you are. So when you talk about like these brand perceptions and people knowing things about these companies, 99% of the customer base doesn't know 10% of what you know.
Oh, hey, look, I've had it within my own customer.
They're
I've
not
had it within
making
my
their
own
decisions
family.
based off of the things you're thinking about. You're thinking
Look,
about all these technical things. They're not thinking about any of that. They're going, did that company do me wrong before? And what is the price? That's the whole metric for them.
Yeah,
Well, I ain't never
basically.
heard of price
Yeah.
beef. They ain't done me. No, they ain't done nothing to me. What I'm telling you is this, right? I would bet money. I would bet $1 million that if AT&T were to rebrand their fiber as an entirely different company, their subscription base would
would
double.
jump.
It would double overnight.
I swear
If
they could call it. They could call it Blue
AT&T pulled
Star.
a singular,
If
They could call it Blue
AT&T was like,
Star,
oh,
and
this
they
is
would.
new
That's it.
speed. We call this company Peak Speed Fiber. A million people would sign up tomorrow. All of a sudden, you would see their subscription go through the freaking roof. You be like, dang, they stole all the customers simply because people wouldn't be having that bad taste about the brand AT&T. They would assume it's some new company, getting a guy with a new truck, with a new logo, and a new uniform.
New
They wouldn't have
stickers.
a clue. All of a sudden, that'd be the best internet they ever had.
New
Simply
stickers,
because,
bro.
yeah, telling you.
oh no, I totally agree with you on that one. I mean, hey, look, with all that switching back and forth between AT&T to singular back to AT&T again, that was just to fool everybody out so they could go back to AT&T.
Well, that's not true, actually, but I feel you.
No, I'm being funny. I'm being
You're
funny,
making up
but
stories now because there was
no,
actually
I
a
was
business
being
going
funny.
on behind that.
But they did. But hey, look, but they did do that switch. They switched. What were they spun off they spun off a chunk of AT&T to be singular, and they
No, they
turn
didn't
around and
spin it off. They had to give it up, sir.
that yes.
That's the part. That whole singular AT&T business was a part of the breaking up Bell stuff. That was just
No,
remnants of it.
that goes back a long time, and
Yeah,
then
it
they
goes
try to do
way
some.
back. And
They try to
what
do
people,
some
yeah,
shit with Ameritech and
yeah.
Singular, and then there
And
was
if
a
you,
couple
yeah.
of other things too. I mean, there was a few brands that got consumed in a
So
lot
how
of that.
about this, Nee? Did you know modern day AT&T is just old Verizon?
100%.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
nobody wants to talk about that.
yeah. I covered that in my
AT&T is
history of video
actually,
series.
yeah, it's actually is
Yeah,
Verizon. So if you
yeah.
love AT&T, you just love Verizon.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
that's
look,
cool.
I mean,
I
I remember the
got this
companies
other
PTE and AirTouch. Like, I
yeah.
remember all these companies. I mean, when there was a time when T-Mobile was really voice stream and
Yep.
Western Wireless, like it
Well,
was,
they were Board Stream out west, and out
yeah,
east they were Suncom
yeah,
and
and
Metro
that's so like
PCS.
that's
Yeah.
why you still see those stickers sometimes on some of those sites. I think.
Oh, bro, we still got Metro. We still have Suncom stickers on a bunch of these sites.
Yeah,
They're T-Mobile.
I still see Ameritech stickers all over the pedestals over here.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if you go into a Windstream, like a Windstream landline market, you'll still find AT&T stickers, Bell
I
South stickers.
still to this day find Verizon payphones and Ohio Bell and Cincinnati Bell payphones.
Yeah.
Wait, that's still payphones?
They don't work. Like,
They're just the shells. There's no phones
yeah,
there.
they're
It's
out
just
there though. They exist.
they just leave the
Man,
plastic and the poles and shit. You know, you just leave it.
man, here in DC, man, they ripped all them things out of here, boy. They ripped them
I
out
found
so
a.
fast.
You
You guys
start going through
remember?
these backwoods, bro. You will find Bell South like phone twisted pair heads everywhere. And then when you look up who it is, it's Windstream.
Yo, hey, let me ask y'all. I got this other one that's talking about the FCC and moving forward on rural 5G funding. Hold on.
Bro, how the hell do I see what you see, bro? All I see is your mug and his hat, bro. That's all I see.
Oh, what?
He ain't showing nothing yet, sir.
I ain't showed them yet.
He's slow.
Oh, there we
He
go.
old.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. He old.
Yes, I have arthritis in the pinky toe.
Arthritis?
Arthritis in the pinky toe.
That's gout, bro.
Not.
He said, "I mean, all that damn pork. You would have gout."
I only get that when I go home. When I go home and get that barbecue, man, that is worth it. It's worth it for that for a while.
Hit it on.
It's worth it. But hey, look, so the FCC is moving forward on Rural 5G fund. So they're adding more money to this.
It's a waste of money.
Why do you say that?
They should just put that money into building fiber.
Man, you are on point today, no radio. You've been hitting on everything,
Yeah.
dog.
They should put that money into fiber. And I
He's
say,
hitting
Look,
on
look,
everything. You better give this man a raise, bro. You better, Keon.
look. Hey, he's here to counteract my optimism. That's all he's here for. I
Look,
be
I'll
thinking
tell you
my
what,
head
bro.
be in the
If the
cloud and he
government,
comes shooting me out like duck hunt.
if the government gives them an infusion to build out 5G, it needs to include fiber and it needs to include spectrum, and then they can build some real fixed wireless.
Now they're
Right.
talking
So
about doing both at the same time with the what is it? The bread fund. They're doing the funding for fiber build out at the same time they want to do this funding for 5G at the same
so
time.
there's a cornfield right now. Okay. I have a personal site that I can take you to that T-Mobile has not added N41 to. It does 400 down without N41 and
I think
100 up.
you showed me
without
that,
it.
no radio. You showed me that. It's like
That
N71,
site is
N25,
proof
right?
that we don't need more daggone bandwidth in rural America on cell towers. We need fiber.
Well, you need fiber to connect to the 5G.
You don't need
So run them
more
both in
down.
tandem.
You don't need 1,000 down on the farm, sir, but you do maybe on the home internet side. You telling me
Look,
that I should get behind you taking a single 1 gig circuit and shoving 50 homes on it when you could instead give every home a 1 gig circuit?
hey, I'm just saying which one would get to the people faster.
It ain't about fast, it's about right.
No. But it's also about speed.
A new cell site costs more than serving 50 homes.
But isn't it faster to provide the fiber to the cell site or getting fiber to a cell site than it is getting it to people in their homes?
If I take you to a rural neighborhood, rural area where let's say this the footprint of this area is 4 square miles in rural America.
Right.
There's two things that happen when you build a network out there. And I ain't talking about wireless. Two things happen.
Okay.
First thing that happens is the value of all that land goes up. That's the first thing. Because talking about land that a developer would have never even thought about building on, that when you put fiber out there, all of a sudden, new developments come in. Right?
Right.
Building 50 homes in a stretched out 4 square mile rural area. All of a sudden, you could put 50 new developments. People who've been sitting on land for 50 years in their family who don't farm it can all of a sudden become cities because development's coming in.
True.
There's a greater benefit to that area. But when you stick up a cell tower, all you do is pull people off of satellite internet to your wireless home internet, and the area still doesn't develop and no money comes.
Okay, I get you on that one, but it's still
building fiber literally creates for the economy. Simply providing people who already live in the middle of nowhere internet does not change that local economy. All it does is gives them a few more outlets to possibly make money. Otherwise, you don't transform that area.
Yeah, but the thing is that you could end up doing both and still reap the benefits of everything you just
But
said.
that defeats the
Plus,
purpose
to provide
because
it.
if I build a cell tower and I get it done by, let's say I get it done by December this year, right? And then I
Okay.
still move around and actually do fiber home internet to all the people who just signed up for the cell tower, and then all the people switch to the fiber. Now the cell tower's out there not making money because I put all that money in it, and everybody who signed up to get the wireless crap switches to the fiber now. And now the cell tower costs me way too much money to operate, and it doesn't generate money anymore because everybody switched to the fiber.
Okay, but then you end up getting the fiber, but now you can't use your phone.
But you can already use your phone.
So as soon as you leave the confines of your Wi-Fi, now you can't use your phone. Well, I'll wait for Aries to come back. I'm just saying in general that doing both, I don't see the downside of doing both. I get what he's saying, like it brings the property value up across the board wherever you lay fiber at, but I don't think that you could do one without the other also.
Well, I think what you can do is I think you could build fiber so that it's available to cell sites, launch fixed wireless, and then start dedicated premise builds. So I mean, that's not
Yeah.
out of the realm of possibility
I'm
too.
back. I'm back.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is fiber is a better investment for those areas and a longer term investment than wireless. That's it. Very simple.
That's true. It's all
And
facts.
then all long term investment, yes, but hey, you got to also worry about the short term also. But they ignore
No, you
the short
don't.
term.
If Farmer John ain't had high speed for 25 years, what's 6 more months?
Look, Farmer John was out there doing
I
ubiquity. He
guarantee you,
doing
6 more
direct.
months is not 6 more months is not a $4 million cell
So
tower. It ain't worth
what
it.
the hell? What the hell does it mean to do ubiquity? What does that mean?
He's provided. I'm just saying that's the hardware.
He's running point to
That's the
point home
hardware he's
internet.
using.
Oh, point
That
to
he's
point.
using.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Farmer
Okay.
John is already going out of business, which is what my point is.
But here's the
Hey,
thing. But here's the
Sneed,
thing.
what we're referring to is there is a local guy here.
I think I
call him
know
Farmer
about this.
John.
Right.
Is
He's
a
running
company
CBRs,
called.
right?
They're literally running high speed fiber right past his site. He's only been in business like 3 years. He's over. He's done.
Because they're
The
getting
fiber is
fiber.
both faster and cheaper than what he offers.
Right. But
So he
here's the thing.
he invested all that money to be going out of business 3 years later, which is the same thing going to happen to that cell site you want built.
How much do you think he's got going into it?
Oh, bro, you know how much it costs to get dedicated fiber in the middle of nowhere, build a 175-foot tower? You're providing CBRS as well as point to point?
Wait, he did all that?
Yes.
Oh,
my point exactly.
He spent
damn,
money.
Bro. He needed that shit to run for like 15 years.
Exactly. Bad investment.
Yeah, that he's gonna have to sell that gear at a loss.
If no one would have built fiber past him, great investment. But because of the rural broadband fund, there's plenty of money to go around for fiber.
Was he a registered business for that?
Yes.
Damn, so
Carolina
he was
West
doing it
Wireless. No, I'm sorry. I can't say West. It's Carolina Airlink is the name of the company. You can look it up.
So he spent some money, bro.
He spent some money, bro. He's got backup generators. He's got all of it.
Oh shit.
He spent some money.
Oh, man.
And he is already being overbuilt. So he went from being able to charge people $100 a month for 50 meg to he ain't gonna sell nobody nothing, because for $100, them people can get 2 gig now.
Yeah. Well.
Bad investment, which is my point. If he would have built that, if he built this 15 years ago, great investment.
I think he would have made double the money.
Yes, but that's my point. That's why building the cell tower and then building home internet with fiber doesn't make sense.
My thing is that
but if the cell towers are needed, like I'll tell you what, like let's say
it already covers their need, but all you're building it for is home internet, but there's also fiber coming right behind it, then there's no point in building it.
No.
I'm thinking of the situation where it's like, let's say that there's like a tower and the next one's like 10 miles over.
Yeah, but I'll go ahead and tell you, even in rural North Carolina, that's not the case.
Right, but that's the only condition I would see that would call for it. So like then you're basically you're getting an incentive to build a tower for coverage that also has an infusion of capacity that you can monetize.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you need the coverage. You need the coverage anyway.
Right, but I'm saying he's saying that the footprint's already there. It's not needed to get another site.
Exactly. You could already watch YouTube. You could literally already watch YouTube where Farmer John was on the network, because there's a T-Mobile and an AT&T site. No joke, a quarter mile from his site.
See, that would have been my premise if I was going to start a business up like that. If there was no way of anybody getting any type of service at all, then that would have been a great investment. But
I'm gonna tell you, I live in a more rural place than you can, and that's just not real anymore, bro. That's not real anymore. There ain't that. I would bet that there is less than 5% of the United States that has zero service.
Well,
you can literally drive through the Carolina mountains right now and get 1 gig the whole way. Come on,
what?
Bro. I did.
He did it. He did do it.
You can be on T-Mobile, Sneed. You can get on T-Mobile right now, Sneed, and drive from me all the way into Tennessee through the mountains, and you're pulling 1 gig speed test all the way through that damn place.
That's
They get better
incredible,
speeds
man.
there than I
Wow.
do in Greensboro, and they in the middle of nowhere.
That's
Because T-Mobile
incredible.
they put N41 on every single one of them rural sites because
And they
out
can get a
there,
1 gig circuit out there to all those sites?
absolutely, the cable companies out there.
That's awesome, man. Wow.
And I want you to realize something too. One of the largest telecom manufacturers is literally home base in the mountains of North Carolina. One of the planets, CommScope slash CommScope, Aris, that whole company, they're in the damn mountains.
Look, hey, nobody else. I'm
In the
trying to
middle of
say, I'm trying to
Just
say it like
saying.
this. You know, back out there in the North Carolina mountains, they do moonshine. I don't see them running fiber to those backwater
They
places.
don't need to, because ain't nobody wanting to pay. Who the hell gonna pay somebody to bury a drop till they steal? They don't want nobody
Hey,
to know where that machine is. But I bet they
hey,
can make a phone call and watch YouTube
they
while
go,
that
there
whiskey's
you
cooking.
go.
They don't need a new site. You know who needs new sites? Places that are literally zero populated, like the desert. That's different. That's very
That's
different.
true. Hey, look, according to the FCC National Broadband Map, more than 14 million homes and businesses nationwide lack access to 5G
5G,
currently
but
right now.
that doesn't say lack of service. See, the word 5G doesn't mean like you're in the Stone Age and now you can watch YouTube. See,
But hey, I
you
mean, if you're
think
only getting
5G like it's internet. You're like, oh, if you get 5G now, you have data. No, you have data with LTE, fool.
dog, if you got 5G, at least you can start watching Netflix on
I
your
don't know,
connection.
because if you got AT&T Band 66 on 5G, you can't even watch Netflix. That 5G is overrated.
Oh, man.
Oh,
The term 5G is not a magical word, Keon. Stop treating it as such.
it is
No.
magic, man. It's a new G. It's a
He
new
act like
G.
Keon act like we went from 2G to 5G. He ignored 3G. He ignores HSPA
I
plus.
was there for
He ignores
3G, man.
LTE.
I was there for 3G and 4G, man.
All right.
I
So
was
who had the
there.
best 3G network, Keon?
Who
He act
had the
like
best
that. He's
3G
like
network?
Keon is
Yeah.
like there's dial up and then there's 5G. That's what Keon's acting like.
We just woke up and it was like, yo.
All of a sudden,
He like, dang. He like, oh man, I got LTE. I can't use the internet.
hey, look, man. Hey, look, I still go down some of them country roads and I don't get any service at all. So the fact that you're able to get something says something.
These people, but I still rather them people get fiber first, personally.
I think that I think that we can end up doing both. I mean, look, I'm worried what's going to happen when the money runs out.
Okay. Here's the deal, though, right? I want the money for the 5G. Put that in the desert, okay? Put that outside of Nevada in the desert, but don't put that in the town that already got LTE. That town needs fiber right now. It don't need another cell site. It needs fiber.
Hey, look, I'm just saying that it took legislation to get these companies to finally move their butt. And what happens when all of a sudden when the money dries up, they're gonna go back to resting their feet up on the couch.
Duh.
But okay, so they're not getting funded until the job gets done.
So Keon, whenever Uber wants to just send you to random places, you saying that you should just do it?
Hell no.
Yeah, hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. So
hey, look, what I'm saying is what happens underneath what you're proposing, and then when the money dries up, you still got homes that are not connected.
The money, okay, first, say you're wrong. You are so wrong about how any of this works. You ain't even in the same galaxy of how this works, sir.
Yo, Keon, you get called out, dog.
Bro,
hey, look, I'm always getting called out, but I'm just saying that, yo.
I want you to understand something. One company being funded, literally, in a single county, they built 36,000 homes of coverage in 9 months with fiber optic. I want you to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
They did 36,000 homes in 9 months.
You know what I think Keon's forgetting about No Radio?
Something you should dismiss.
You know what I think he's forgetting about is a lot of this shit can be done with aerials, bro, and that shit can get hung and run, and they're covering miles very quickly.
even the way these crews, they've gotten so efficient with the underground.
I mean,
I
that's
watched.
that's actually probably the most impressive thing. The
They've
way
got
they do all this
efficient.
boring and building and stuff, you wouldn't even know they were there in a month.
I'll put you like this. I have watched these companies go from taking a week to do a street with 20 homes to doing that in a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now with that said, remember I just told you 36,000 homes with underground, all 100% underground fiber in 9 months.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
I can prove it to you too. I can show you. Now, you said funding dry up. The thing about this is what happens, Keon. This is what you're ignoring. The federal government is not the only people putting money in this. The federal government,
the local states are doing it
the
too.
local states see the company. Hey, you just did 1,000 houses over there, but there's 400. Guess what?
Do more.
We like what you're doing. Here's some more money. Do them 400 over there. That's happening everywhere. These companies these states and cities and counties are going to their city hall meetings and going, hey, they didn't take us on the expansion.
Now why? Now tell them why they want to do this. No radio. Why do they want this?
Who is they? Who is the they?
Why do the states want this? Why do they want connectivity?
For one, it holds them back as far as growth.
It retains people into in these communities.
It brings people there.
It's hard to recruit a big company if you don't have resources.
Look.
You go, hey, Google, we want you to build an office here. And Google's like, yeah, it's going to cost us like 20 G's just to get fiber to the building.
But look, what I'm saying is I look at these government funding the same exact way what happened with like what is it the affordable like not where they would affordable internet didn't get fully funded, right? And then it got pulled back because it ran out of funding. ACP? Yeah, ACP. I look at it as anything that's government funded the same exact way. The possibility of it dying is always there. It's prevalent. It's always prevalent,
not why
right?
The ACP is not funded. The ACP is not getting funded because of politics.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, hey, a lot of things don't get funded because of politics.
There is more layers to that, though, right? So I can personally tell you that ISPs, certain ISPs I know, when that funding dried up, they literally came out with alternative plan and pricing to try to meet in the middle with those low-income homes to still retain service with them.
Yeah, they offered them a $30 plan that gave them 100 megabits down.
There you go. Even though their bottom tier was 300, they went back to having lower tier plans to retain those customers. So those customers still benefited from it because it created a situation where they go, hey, if we don't find a way to keep those people, we're going to literally lose like 400 subs in this one county. So the companies had to have more, price efficient plans.
Bro, it literally added up to like 2 to 3 million subs nationally.
Yeah, because they said, hey, we might be making less off of those customers, but we don't want to lose what we are making. Yeah. That is substantial to our income. It helps us to pay those extra.
Because there was always that risk. No radio. There was always the risk they were going to completely disconnect.
Yeah, and the other side of that
they
too.
The numbers did show that people were disconnecting after the funding dried up.
Yeah, but not the majority, because there were people who were never customers who became customers as well, though. There were people who already had access to these things, and they literally did not sub simply because they didn't have the incentive to do so. And those people who would have never been customers are now customers. So even if, say, you look at one county, right, and you picked up an extra 1,000 people on the subsidized plan, even if 700 dropped off, you still picked up 200 people who never subscribed before. Right, that's a win. That's a win. Because these companies can literally tell you the date that a house subscribed for the first time. You can go on the record and go, oh, the first time someone got service there was 1997. And you look at another house. So these companies, they rank accounts. They have a number. I'll let you in on some stuff. They have a number. It's literally like a 1 through 5 scale. And that number tells you how many subs have been at that address. Do you know how many 0 houses became 1 houses?
Oh, that's a good
So,
question.
for example, like you can look at a house, it'll say this is account, it'll say like such 3. That means that's the 3rd time someone subscribed at that address. Do you know how many 0 houses became ones? A lot.
I
Nationwide,
believe
a lot. So what I'm telling you is people who never subscribed now have service. So they didn't feel the need to get service for the last 20 years it was offered. But
Oh, let
that
me
plan
answer this.
picked them
Let me
up.
answer this question
Yep.
real quick for ABC. So ABC asks which carrier is the best. It
Yeah,
depends
so
on your area.
you want me to
It
say it again,
always
Keon?
depends. The viewer ABC asked me
All
which
right.
carrier is the best, and
Are
I
you
said
ready?
it depends on your area.
I'm gonna give him a good answer.
What?
One of them is ugly, but they treat you right. Okay. One of them is pretty, but they cheat on you.
Oh damn.
That's AT&T. Go ahead.
One of them's ugly and fat, but treat you right.
That's T-Mobile.
That shit's crazy, man.
So you gotta
Oh,
take the hot chick that cheats on you all the time, the ugly chick that treats you right, or the ugly chick who also doesn't treat you right.
they all going to treat you wrong.
So let's just be real. AT&T is the ugly chick that also doesn't treat you right.
Mm,
Yeah.
Verizon's the hot chick that treats you like crap.
mm.
Right.
And T-Mobile is the ugly chick that treats you good.
Hey, it just comes down to how much cheating you like to deal with, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, we all can't be 10s, baby. We all can't be 10s.
That's why you gotta date a Beverly, bro. Don't be dating a Tiffany.
Beverly.
Oh,
Tiffany sounds like she's hot, but she don't know how to cook.
Right. What
Beverly knows
about
how to cook,
Beverly
but
though?
Beverly knows how to cook, but she's annoying.
oh God.
So you're either like having like great sex, but you're hungry all the time.
Oh Lord.
Hey,
Hey,
you eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day, but
Or
you're
you ain't
getting it
getting none, but you
every
eat
day.
good.
man. Hey, so diving deeper into the nerdism.
Oh, here we go.
So no radio, you might know about this. I don't know if Sneed was paying attention this late, but light speed internet or light-fi or Li-Fi. Have you heard about that?
Man, that's a dead concept, but go with it. Let's
Why
run.
would you say that? Man, you don't like nothing today.
It's about what I like, about what it is. See, you keep worrying about what I like.
You don't like nothing.
Look, I don't know, Keon. No radio's he's been on point all night, bro. But go on.
Man, he don't like nothing. I'm surprised he likes the air he breathing right now. You be like, breathing? I don't like breathing.
I am breathing Randolph County, Carolina air, and it smells like cow poop and disappointment, and I love it. Now keep it moving.
That cow poop and disappointment.
Hey,
But
I'm
I
from
still
North
love
Carolina. Hey, you know how bad it is when you smell cow poop? Oh God.
it.
I thought the disappointment would be worse.
Man, the air shift when you get the wind that's shifting the wrong direction.
Yeah, you just mad because I got cow poop and fiber optic, and you don't have either. Now keep it moving.
That's messed up, sir.
You
That's a low blow. That's a low cow manure blow, man.
Optic. Go ahead.
So, light speed internet, or basically Li-Fi, is using the light that you would illuminate your home with would automatically be your Wi-Fi.
Doesn't work.
They've showed tests where it does work.
To the left. Everything you own in a box to the left.
What happens when you turn the lights off in the kitchen and your internet's coming through the light?
Well, I mean, you turn the lights off, you don't have any internet. But
Ding,
I
ding,
mean,
ding,
come
ding,
on,
ding,
do
ding,
you?
ding, ding, ding,
But
ding.
who goes around and turns all the lights off?
People who don't want a $500 light bill.
Man, I had to live in a house with my grandma. We kept the light on all the time.
I bet you did.
All the time. Stayed on.
So I remember when the whole Li-Fi came out. So the first problem is this. Them even saying light speed is a bad joke. because even
It's
fiber optic
faster.
doesn't travel at the speed of light.
That's true. But
RF
it
is
is
faster than
faster than
fiber
Wi-Fi.
optic. Okay. You said what?
It is faster than Wi-Fi.
In what?
What?
In what?
What? Communication between your phone and the light source.
Okay, what is the throughput speed?
Let me find it. I just saw it.
This is what happens when you don't read the article.
I did read it. That's why I gotta
Then
find it.
why you
I
gotta
didn't
read it
highlight
again
it.
to tell me?
Here it is. In theory, but that's what it's been.
Oh
I don't.
my God!
Hey,
Here we go
look,
with
I
this.
don't have it. If I had it, I can tell you exactly what it was.
It says could reach. It doesn't say does reach, sir. And then it says so they have a double. They have a double maybe on this same sentence, sir. Could and theory in the same sentence.
Oh,
And yes, I made a bad joke, and Keon, I literally throw you an alley oop, and you didn't dunk it
I can't.
because you could have literally just said, "Hey, the you don't actually need the visual light for the service to work because non-visual light spectrum." But you nerdy, but you ain't nerdy enough to have gone there.
Infrared.
I alley-ooped it to you,
You
and
can use infrared also.
You still didn't take it, but either way,
You could do infrared also. So not non-visible light to us. True.
and we won't forget that also on this Wi-Fi situation, once again, physical obstacles can interfere way more than they will with radio frequency.
That's true.
Meaning, literally going around the corner into that one spot in the hall, all of a sudden, no internet.
But
which is why, once again,
but
now
take
what you
it.
gonna do? Run around your house and run sensors everywhere for it? No,
If you gotta put lights in your home anyway.
But if I go from the kitchen to that one hallway and I'm just not angled right, all of a sudden no data. The point is, this is old. This is not new. Wi-Fi, they were talking about this like 15, 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
And there's so many reasons and tests that they've done of why it doesn't work. Now,
Just look at
that
that
doesn't
picture.
mean
Just
that
look at
you
that
cannot
picture.
integrate portions of this. That does not mean you can't integrate portions of this into integration with wireless. No,
Look
it
at
does
that
not
picture.
mean that.
Look at that picture, bro. To the right. Look at the cartoon image to the right.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing to get connection, dog.
Hey, what do you think they're doing already? People
gotta-
are
you gotta
huddling
put your-
around the local Starbucks.
You got to put your phone under a lamp. Is that what we're doing now?
Hey, you gotta look. Have you seen people inside of Starbucks or
You gonna
coffee
have-
shops?
People gonna be
Don't go to Starbucks, bro. Who
people
the
gonna
hell
be
goes
sitting
to a
by a
Starbucks?
lamp and their
No,
YouTube start buffering. They gonna start rubbing the lamp like a genie about to pop out that bitch, trying to get the service to work. Nobody got time for this mess, man. But no, I mean, like I said, Wi-Fi theory sounds cool, but in practice, I don't see it being that valuable. Along with the number one issue you're gonna find with Wi-Fi. Are you ready for it?
What's the number one issue?
Filtering.
Filtering.
If you have a street light providing Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to a major city in America, but street lights don't even have power meters, which means they have no filtering. So what that means is this: that signal that's going to that light, in order for it to provide you service, is going to be bleeding over into unwanted places.
Damn, out of bound interference, bro.
See, the every home's power meter, on your power meters, you actually have a filter on that power meter. It filters out certain frequencies for a reason. The same thing happens on a cable network, and you have like a Mocha network running. You have to install a filter so you don't give the neighbors free internet. Okay, these things are going to come into play with all this so-called outdoor Wi-Fi scenarios. They're not going to happen. Is what I'm trying to tell you. They ain't gonna happen.
But if you have the opportunity to be able to offer higher speed internet in localized places, like let's say a convention center, or maybe not a street lamp, but let's say a local park or something. I don't know. I'm just saying in general.
Okay, but my point is this: at what point does that point does that Wi-Fi like become like that additional speed you would get become a necessity? So, for example,
if Wi-Fi 8 comes out and you can do 10 gigs wirelessly on it,
Okay.
what would the 20 gigs of Wi-Fi really do for the guy just trying to watch YouTube at the park? Because here's my point. All the other devices you're gonna have to modify to properly run that is gonna way exceed the cost. Like the costs are gonna exceed so far that those bandwidth gains won't be profitable enough to justify all the things you have to change. That's all I'm saying. You need specialized light bulbs because Wi-Fi don't work on all lights. You have to have a Wi-Fi light bulb.
That's true. You got to
Ain't
have
like
a light
you
bulb
can't
or a
just
rig
yeah.
that does it.
You can't just like tap into the house's breaker box and now every light bulb gives Wi-Fi. You're
No,
gonna
no,
have
no.
people having to buy $200 light bulbs. What about when the light bulb go bad?
Mm.
And then they also got to add all this extra filtering to the electrical systems. It's the additional cost that becomes a problem, not the tech itself.
So
Not saying never. We're not saying never, but we're saying like in the foreseeable, probably the next 15 to 20 years, it ain't that realistic. We're already about to go through
I
a
mean, we're already
major
15, we're already what,
infrastructure,
15, 20 years in now.
and it ain't worked yet.
The reason it hasn't worked is actually because it doesn't solve a problem. It creates a new one.
Exactly. That's my point.
When you say it creates a new one, what new problems is it creating?
If that becomes a primary solution for connection, it becomes unreliable. The other forms of connectivity are better.
Yeah.
You have to replace the thing you're replacing. You have to do as good for cheaper, or you have to do it so much better.
That's
But
how
I
we
think
same
that
thing with the electric car argument, Keon, that I keep telling you. The electric
It
car
has
has to
to
be
do.
better
It
than
has to
combustion
do
for it to work.
exactly. In order to warrant replacement level, generational replacement level, it has to be so much more better or so much more cheaper and perform as good.
But you can't. Well, you're saying that you can't run these concurrently side by side.
He's
But why
saying that
would
it's going to
you?
create problems with respect to frequency operation between like neighboring and adjacent connections. Like, you know how like out of band interference is, like with
Yeah.
respect to the frequencies and radio waves. Essentially, that it's going to create new problems.
It'll be that one random manufacturer who has like some weird like regulator on their bulb that all of a sudden interferes with the Li-Fi bulbs. Like it sounds
I'll
crazy,
tell you
but it's
what.
real.
So, Keon, you're an avid reader, and you listen to like I don't know, you like webinars and stuff.
Yeah.
There's something called the law of perverse outcomes. Like the shit that happens unintentionally when you were trying to do the right thing. That's
Oh,
essentially what could happen with something like this.
I mean,
You
hey,
know,
look,
you
when it came to the atom bomb, I mean, the scientists never intended for it to be a bomb until they saw the destructive power of it, and they realized, like, oh no, what have we done?
yeah, I mean, I remember when
They wanted to split the atom. That's what they wanted. They inherently want to end up doing. They didn't know that it was going to be that powerful. And then once the people who were funding the project realized the capabilities of the destructive capabilities of it, yeah, all of a sudden now everybody wants a nuke.
yeah, I remember the case study on DDT. It was a pesticide. It very, very effective, kills everything, but literally kills everything. So not just the pest, but even the good things. It just kills
Right.
everything. Right. And then, 20,
And
30 years down the line,
the longer you end
everything's
up
got
using it, it
cancer.
killed every. Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I think inherently are there risks involved? But I'm just saying that I see this as a technology that can be layered on top of what we already have. It's like kind of like the all the above approach.
So here we are.
If
here we are,
went into
15 years.
we're into a wall with like the wireless side, then this would be an addition, but it would never replace.
But it's the technical aspect, though. No radio. It's existed.
Oh yeah,
and
it's
not,
existing.
and it still isn't a thing. Like I can't walk into Home Depot and say I'm ready to do this to my house because it's not effective. And
what
But here's the
extenders don't
thing:
realize is that
if you don't have,
they've already tested this side by side with traditional wireless networking, and wireless networking beats it every time. Not in max throughput, but in usability. And usability is what matters. You know, that's it.
but we don't
No.
have like home networks don't have capacity issues.
No, they don't. They have too much capacity.
Yeah, they have like it's like dead spots,
no.
right?
But
Like,
here's the thing:
and then they
when
address that with like
Think about
mesh
this, Ken.
systems
How
and
much
access
bandwidth
points.
does your house have on wireless right now as we speak?
I mean, the 2.4, 2.5, then the
How
5 gigahertz, then the
the
6.
bandwidth? I got 80 megahertz just in my crib right now to myself. What does this Wi-Fi do for me? I
Hey,
got 80
look, I
megahertz
live.
of just 5
Now, here's the thing,
gigahertz.
I live in a rent. I rent, so
I
hey,
understand that.
my bandwidth gets cut in half because I'm like, I get
Well,
leakage from somebody else above
on
me,
your
somebody from across the
2.4,
way.
it gets cut in half. It doesn't quite get cut in half on your 5G, but it does get cut on your 5 gigahertz side.
Wait
But
a
it does
minute,
get cut with
you have not invested in a millimeter wave license yet, bro?
God, no.
Oh, here we go. But here's the point, though, Keon. We got cell sites out here that only got 35 megahertz of spectrum. So even if you're cut in half, you still got more than a cell site to yourself in your house on your
That's
wireless.
true. That's
Which
true.
is the point Snee's making. Houses don't have bandwidth limits right now. Like they're not really being limited by their bandwidth. You go in a house right now that has 5 household members and everybody is streaming like HD content. Guess what? You're not saturating that wireless link. It ain't even close.
That's
Not
true.
even close. Everybody could
But
be
I'm
playing
just saying, like,
4K
hey,
and your
look,
wireless
something.
network still ain't being utilized completely.
But something like this wouldn't get implemented until like the handset starts showing up with it, and then
But think
even
about
then
this,
it
no
would
radio.
take more adoption.
Think
So
about
what?
this, no radio. Every time there's an issue, what do they do? Free up more bandwidth, bro, with Wi-Fi. We went
Yep.
from what 2.4 to
Yep.
5 and
5
then
gigahertz
6,
to
and
now
now
we're
we're
at 6. Yep.
yeah, we just get more and more bandwidth, and
They
things
keep
get even better.
Wi-Fi's like, yo, it's my time. The Wi-Fi's like, nah,
Hell
mother,
no.
we got more bandwidth
Got
down.
more of that.
We got more down.
You thought you were here, but you're late.
Man,
All we saying, like, yeah, we already got too much bandwidth. I literally look. I had one customer one time. He asked me. He was like, how many videos can I play with my 400 meg? I said, well, in theory, you could do about 60. I said, you got 60 devices up in here that's gonna watch TV same time? He's like, no. I was like, exactly.
hey, that's true.
Exactly.
Wait, can you connect 60 devices to the base routers and shit
Yes,
like
you
that?
can, sir. More actually.
All right, well there you go. Tell them that's your underlying factor.
Hey, and if you really want to know, I'll give you one. I had a customer a few years ago. They didn't even have the up-to-date Wi-Fi router. They had the all-in-one Eris one.
Yeah, I remember those. Yep.
The number of devices that made the whole thing tank was approximately 78.
78 devices.
He was putting 78 devices on a wireless AC router. And you know
That's a lot of
where this
devices.
was? The man literally had every single switch in the house was a Wi-Fi smart switch. Every ceiling fan was a Wi-Fi. He even had Wi-Fi blinds, Sneed. He had Wi-Fi everything.
Did he really have 70 plus connections?
Yes. Every single light bulb and light switch was a Wi-Fi switch. He was using cheap Chinese ones.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Go to your house. Hey, I
Wait
just
a
something I
minute.
told people years ago. Walk through your house right now and count the light bulbs.
So now it's kind of all making sense. He was connecting them all on his 2.4, right?
Well, on whatever he could. Whatever worked, at that
but
point.
That's the thing. Those cheap Chinese knockoffs, they ain't using. He didn't have a 5 gigahertz option.
Yeah,
They're
but
all
even some of the
2.4.
name brand American ones don't use 5G ones, so that don't even matter.
That's my point, because the Wi-Fi is cheaper. That Wi-Fi standard is more affordable when they make it cheap equipment.
And when I say failure, I don't mean the throughput was slow. I mean the network literally stopped
The network
working.
was, yeah, exactly.
And you know how it happened? He kept going for that one more switch. He kept putting that one more switch on it, and it would tank the whole thing.
And then it would fail. Yeah.
Yep. And we figured it out when we stopped trying to connect that when everything was fine.
So 77 connections was cool.
Yep. Yeah. And I wish I was making this up. I'm not.
No, I believe you, bro. Yeah.
Homeboy had this dude had his whole household so automated, Sneed, that when his alarm clock goes off, the blinds open automatically. The lights fade up slowly. Like, dude went all out, bro.
Hey,
You know,
man,
one of the most
you
underrated
don't find
things-
that cool?
It's
You know,
cool,
one of the most-
but it's still stupid. You know how lazy you got to be.
One of the most underrated things people forget about with like cell site upgrades are when they upgrade the basebands and the routers, it changes how many people can connect to a sector.
Yes.
You know, and how many people. So it's because it's not just the bandwidth, right? Like you see these sites, like, you know, you look at the arenas and the stadiums, and you're like, how the hell are they serving all these people, bro? The gear on the DAS, you know, like it's the hardware from top to bottom that gets upgraded and modernized. It's not just bandwidth. That's just part of the equation.
Absolutely.
True. Hey, look, have you seen, like, was it there? It might be on YouTube where like the Philip Hue lights, they change colors. Well, you know how you got these $1 million homes. Why not just add these Philip Hue lights in when you're watching movies? They show what happened when you sync them together with whatever you're watching.
You can already do that.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
Use third-party software to make that happen.
hey, you can do it with the Philip Hue. You can do it with some of these aftermarket lights that change color and point your phone at the TV screen. It will do it. But I'm just saying, like, it gives a different ambiance for movie watching.
All I'm saying is, when you bring that chick over to Netflix and chill, the last thing she's going to talk about is how your Philip Hughes lights change with the scenes. Okay? Because the whole goal of Netflix and chill is not to watch the movie.
Look, man, some people actually do exactly what it says.
No, then they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, of course. Hey, everybody's not you, Mr. Suave, sir.
No, everybody is exactly like No Radio. You're the one who's not doing it right, Keon.
You're right. You right about that. You right.
That's one of my new singles coming out, Netflix and Chill. It's going to be out soon.
You know, apparently you didn't get the memo, bro.
Hey, man, I did. Hey, the song came out too late, sir. I already got married.
You know, I mean, you got to keep things spicy, bro. It's all good.
Man. Man, I don't know. I talked about pretty much all the top stuff. I know I normally say stuff about my fearless leader Elon later.
Oh God.
You still mad at him for your Tesla situation?
Man, I'm not mad at him. I just, you need to build a better car.
Yeah.
You bought it. That's your problem.
Need to build a better car. That's all. But they're not building cars. They're building robots too.
Hey, he's going for the upside, bro.
Look, it's kind of hard. Like, what is it? I found this article because the Chinese they were hosting a event showing off like future robotics, and Tesla was there, but their robot was stuck behind glass. Hold on. It wasn't moving, but you had like Boston Dynamics, which if you're a nerd, you probably know about them. Boston Dynamics builds robots, man. And some of their robots is crazy. As much as they move around and able to kind of show off their capabilities, but Tesla's Optimus robot barely can walk in a straight line.
Look, bro, it's pretty simple. The way Elon moves, wherever the money's going, he's following. So follow the paper trail. That's Elon.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. That's exactly what he's doing.
You know, everybody tries to complicate Elon and they try to say he's this, that, and the third. It's pretty simple. It's just a money trail. He's going where that is.
But here's the thing: it's a money trail that's vaporware. I mean, hey, look, if you didn't know anything about robotics and you saw what they were doing, then you would think that what they're doing is God tier. But then when you see all the rest of the other companies that's in the same space as their robots is dancing a jig, they're dancing the routines, they're flipping, they're jumping, they're doing all this stuff.
So why does Elon matter and they don't?
Because what happens is that people will invest in said company, and then their money is tied up in Tesla stock, and they're not really doing anything. I mean, saying that you're trying to do something versus like vaporware. What was it? The lady that wanted to do what is it? Test diabetes. She built a multi-billion-dollar company and had no product.
Ripped all them people off. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you here
She's in prison right
Sounds like
now.
a Ponzi scheme, bro.
She's in prison.
yeah, she's in prison now. Yes. Yeah, if you have an idea, sure, but when people want to see what you're doing, and all of a sudden everything is like, what is it? They're saying that a lot of the movements that the Tesla Optimus robot is doing is virtual, so somebody else is moving the controls. It's not doing it on its own. It's not picking stuff up by itself and doing all the optics and recognizing, said problem and doing and solving it. It's somebody else with looking through VR glasses picking it up.
Man, I thought Elon didn't like people working from home.
I gotta log in so I can hurry up and get to work. But it was just that, when I'm reading these articles, I come across this one, and it says that the Optimus robot did not have much to show off, and you find out that they showed the robot off amongst all the rest of these competitors, but the robot wasn't even moving. It was behind glass, like, oh, look what we're doing,
You know what
but we're
this
not
reminds me
doing
of?
anything.
This reminds me of that Iron Man 2 movie. Which, by the
Oh,
way,
you
shout
talking
out to
about
Elon.
Hammer?
Shout out to Elon. He was actually in that movie.
Yes, he was.
But yeah, so it's like, remember Hammer Industries, and
Hammer,
the
yes.
ex-wife was like that stupid bullet that ended up doing nothing, you know?
I
He's
know
like,
exactly what you're talking about.
he's like, make me a suit. And then, he got him the bird and shit. Like, this is all, it just sounds like that.
But I look at it like, let's say you want to use the Iron Man analogy. Iron Man built a suit, and everybody else was trying to rush to copy it, and he was injuring people while they were trying to hurry up and copy him.
No.
All we're saying is, where is Elon's Iron Man suit at?
It ain't
Where's
there.
the suit, bro?
It ain't there. It ain't there. And now, hey, I wouldn't test drive nothing he put out. And the only reason why I'm driving a Tesla is because it's safe enough.
You know you want to test die?
No. Hey, look, what was it? They I have it pulled up here. How fleet customers, so like different municipalities want to like use different cars for like safety or like police. Like there's a county in California. Let me pull this up.
You want snitch mobiles?
They wanted to use Model Ys for police snitch mobile. Dang. But it costs more to put the safety equipment on this Tesla Model Y than it was F1 a Ford Explorer hybrid. So
that's DOA.
Hey, but I mean, the thing is, they tried it and they got the reviews back from like the police officers, and they were complaining on a lot of little things about this car that I have complaints about it. They like the UI system, which no radio. Last night I was at the light and this guy on a motorcycle did a burnout next to me, which what that universal sign mean, right? You know what that means. It's only me and you on the road. You a burnout next to me. What you want me to do?
Keon, that man was not Verizon, and you are not T-Mobile, sir. He was not trying to race you. He was just having fun. He don't give a damn about you.
No, he wasn't. Hey, look, he was not. Look, I'm the only person on the road, and you're gonna be right next to me. What do you think he was asking me to do without asking me? And I had a problem. I wanted to just to do like the race from. I really wanted to do it, but it took me too long to go through the UI, which that's another complaint. They said it took me too long to go through the UI between light changes to get to put the car into a position where I could actually challenge them.
You ain't got no shortcut, bro. You don't have a speed
No,
dial. What the
there's
fuck, man?
nothing.
Okay.
I gotta go
By
through
the way,
3 layers of software just to get to it.
by the way, Keon, I don't know. This is just a question, and since we were talking about Elon or whatever, do a
Yeah,
little homework on that SpaceX Starlink T-Mobile interference issue.
I can't. They haven't said anything. I know they said something. They wanted to say something about August 29th, but it's kind of quiet right now.
Keon's waiting on the headline.
Bro, what you mean? The FCC already denied the request.
They said that they had denied it, but then Phone Arena said that they might have jumped the gun a little early.
No,
So I
they
haven't seen.
denied.
So I haven't seen anything of yet about it.
The FCC denied the request, and then
Control,
Elon came
delete.
out and started politicking again, saying they need to reconsider.
It said Control Alt Delete in task. Apple Alt.
Apple Alt Delete.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. Hey, no, I'm waiting to see. I want to see who's going to end up talking about it. I haven't. I know you get your news a lot faster than I do. But hey, look, all I think I can go on is news at this point.
I just read the research, Doug. I don't
I
really.
don't know where you get yours from.
Paper.
I know yours is accurate. I'm just saying that only time I end up finding out about a lot of stuff is whenever it gets like some publication. It could be Phone Arena or Fierce Wireless, Light Reading. Somebody ends up reporting on it. That's how I end up finding out.
Fake news.
Not fake news.
I'm just in the mood. That's like saying stuff. Trigger words.
No, I mean, Elon came out and said he wants to have one carrier in every country in the world on the satellite to smartphone game.
Well,
So he's giving T-Mobile 1 year exclusive, and then he's going to be putting a carrier in every country on his network.
Well, hey, I mean, what he does in Amsterdam can't do anything with T-Mobile in America.
What do you mean?
I mean, they don't have to be loyal to just. I mean, he's doing global versus T-Mobile's doing national, right?
Well, I mean, broadcasting from space technically means anywhere.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like within the confine, like T-Mobile doesn't exist. Deutsche Telekom exists in Europe, but I'm just saying
but they have a network. But they have a network in Puerto Rico. Like they have a network in other countries.
Puerto Rico is the United States, Sneed.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's not really technically not United States.
Them Americans.
But
Yeah,
T-Mobile doesn't have a presence in Mexico, do it?
No.
And Keon, you are wrong. T-Mobile is in Amsterdam, aka the Netherlands, sir.
I mean, that's T-Mobile. T-Mobile's in like I don't know how many countries. It's like several.
My
in
brother's
Europe.
in the Netherlands right now. They have T-Mobile, not Dutch Telecom. It's literally called T-Mobile.
Really?
Yeah, man.
You learn something every day, don't you, brother?
This is news to me. I mean, I know that Deutsche Telekom is T-Mobile's parent company, but I didn't know they had operations in outside the U.S.
Yeah, T-Mobile's in like 7 countries.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Get a T-Mobile SIM for Netherlands, bro.
Hmm.
I think but what's crazy, Tim? I think they were T-Mobile. They recently changed to not being T-Mobile. They were T-Mobile, and they didn't change to Dutch Telecom.
They changed to?
They changed to a company called Odido. They used to be T-Mobile Netherlands.
Oh,
It was literally called T-Mobile Netherlands in Amsterdam.
huh.
Dutch Telecom sold it off. So it's not Dutch Telecom. Dutch Telecom no longer owns it. So they had T-Mobile
Oh,
over there
okay.
in a lot of countries. But it was never Dutch Telecom. It was always T-Mobile. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is what I was trying to explain.
My
Okay.
jersey, my Bayern Munich jersey, has a T-Mobile logo on it. It doesn't have a Deutsche Telekom logo on it.
Yep.
Huh. News to me. Yo, Net Radio, I got one more story for you to critique. Because I know you're gonna probably say something about this one too.
It better not be about cars.
No, it's not about cars. Maybe. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. So, Apple to upgrade RAM in M4 Mac lineup coming up,
Cool.
going from 8 gigs to 16. Do you
Well,
think
I
that
mean,
this is a direct response of what happened with Qualcomm and
no,
Qualcomm doing 16 gigs flat floor?
no.
Then why go? I mean, if you've been doing this for the last couple upgrades, why rush to it now?
You have to always offer more to get people to upgrade, even if there is no competition. You have to offer something.
Or else they stay with what they got and sell them a new product.
Hmm. I mean, because I thought it might
There's
have been
no.
more of a
So
performance upgrade than anything, but
yeah, but let's just be real, right? 99% of people who are even using these laptops need even like remotely use the RAM they have.
true.
Let's be real. So at this
That
point, the selling point is
How
a
many
selling.
are actually like rendering 8K video? No
a
radio.
lot of people are not. A lot of people aren't. I was talking to a gentleman last night about it. He was saying he needed to upgrade his. Now, granted, he's still on an x86 MacBook, but he needs to upgrade his. But
Depending on what
he's
he's
talking about.
doing, he won't gain any benefit.
But
Some
he's
of these
saying he's
people
starting to
just need
see
a storage
slowdown.
upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, so like, bro, I've showed you already this, Keon. There is a major music studio that is still using a G4 Mac, bro. Power
Yeah,
piece. It's because it works. They want to do 150 tracks with all the effects they can think of. It still works. Them going to an M1 today does not all of a sudden mean they can use more effects. That's the point I'm trying to make. There's a lot of use cases that none of these features actually make, like add any value, right? It's the rare
right.
group of people that you get added value. It's not, like there's nobody right now, like just like a regular user that has a 8 gig MacBook that's like, God, I need so much more RAM right now. Like, no, they don't even notice. So I mean, it's cool, but at the end of the day, it's a selling feature. It's a selling point. And let's just be real. We were all like, there's always floors. I remember whenever it was normal for your laptop to only have 2 gigs.
Yeah.
The floor moves across the board every so many years anyway. Now, if Apple has been famous for anything, it's been outperforming with less RAM, even in the phones. The freaking Androids having 12 gigs and still getting outran by 6 gig iPhones in
Yeah.
opening apps and things.
You know what's
Yes.
crazy? No radio. If it
So
wasn't for certain things, Apple was never going to add 6 gig of RAM, but they just had to because of the extra camera sensor. Now they're going to do it because of the Apple Intelligence, or else
there you
otherwise
go.
they'd still be rolling 4 gig of RAM.
And they'd be just fine.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So I mean, it with them doing that, they realize that they can't just squeeze out what they've been doing. They're offering more.
yeah, but you said squeeze, you're using the wrong word. This is a selling point, not a performance point. Because
Mm,
yes, in a benchmark, which is not real world, it may put up better numbers, right? But the
right.
regular user doesn't benefit anything from it. That's
But
why it's a selling
with
point.
you having more RAM, that means that you could put more programs
But
waiting
they,
or be available on
but what I'm
hand.
telling you is no one's having that problem already. That's what you keep ignoring.
Bro, even without having a ton of RAM management is really the most important thing.
Yes. There's nobody like, dang, I could run
Mm.
one more program if I had where that's not happening, Keon. Look, if you have learned nothing from being an Android fan all these years,
Yeah.
you have learned nothing. You should have learned that higher specs does not mean better performance. You should have learned this a
No, no, no.
long time ago.
That much I do know. I know that.
It's like you should. If you
I
didn't
do.
learn
Look,
nothing
I stopped trying to compare. I stopped trying to compare apples to
every year,
kumquats a long time ago.
Actually,
well,
you know what starts to happen? Actually, the opposite. So, like, this is what No Radio is kind of saying. I've noticed that the companies that learn to use less resources seem to get the most out of their devices and it improves the experience. So, like, I
True.
take for example, like, you know, the companies that have been trying to shrink, you know, the size of certain components. All it did was make for room for new components for them to do new stuff with that extra room. They didn't make the devices smaller. They just added some new stuff, right? And
Right.
added some like different features. So I think that like especially when you're talking about like RAM and stuff. So like look, everybody who's been using Galaxies and everybody who's been using Androids, like they're used to having all this RAM and big battery capacity. And
Hmm.
they know that the Apple side does more with less, but they still stay with Android. And then Apple, those customers know you get higher capacity, this, that, and the third with these other companies, but they're still staying with Apple.
mhm.
It's not really and it's not even really an effective selling point. The number one seller in the Western Hemisphere in North America, especially, is the
Is the
iPhone, and they
the
don't have any spec.
ecosystem. The number one seller
Yeah,
is the ecosystem. I mean, being able to tie you into everything
yeah,
is the
but
way to do it now.
the ecosystem is what it can do, not about the specs. It never has been, never will be.
Yep.
You know,
Well, I mean, hey, look, we
they got you a watch, they got you an iPad, they got
yeah.
you a store, so I can take in all my broken shit and get it fixed or replaced in a day. You know, they gave you everything. They encompassed an experience. When you walk in, funny music plays, and you're greeted by people with that all wear glasses and skinny jeans. You know, like it gave you an
Yeah.
experience. That's really what it's about, and it's become like a luxury brand in a way. You know, with the
Well,
way
hey,
that it's
I've
marketed.
always said that Apple became the Gucci and Prada of the tech industry. So, but
But
now,
it had nothing to do with RAM and it had nothing to do with specs. And it
but
really didn't even matter
So you
what
ready?
they produced, but
Yeah.
they just made it, you know.
But look at it like this, Keon. Right? If you go out today and you
yeah,
say you buy a Lamborghini, how much
yeah,
is a Lamborghini right now?
mm, but 150, $200,000,
More,
barely more
more,
than that.
more.
Hey,
I could take
I
60
don't know what the
G's.
prices are.
I could take 60 grand and beat every damn Lamborghini that exists,
That's
which is the
true.
point. Which is the whole point.
But guess
You
what?
can
People
have
still
all
buy
that
them.
fancy stuff and get dusted off by a rusty bucket.
Hey, look,
So specs are what
they're
I'm saying is
sleeper.
specs are not that important. That's the point. Specs are not very important, right?
There are
The
sleepers.
only thing, yeah,
There are sleeper Civics that have been beating
yeah,
Lamborghinis for a
yes.
long time.
There's a sleeper Nissan Rogue out there that's beating Bugattis. That's a real thing. But my point is like the specs. Only thing specs do is for nerds make the nerds upgrade, but for the rest of the market, they don't even know what that means, right? And when you tell one of them, well, look at this, what I got, they go, mine works fine. But
Mm.
but mine works fine. Look, this, mine works fine. You look
Hey,
like a person to them, to those people. You're the guy who spends money badly
mm,
without getting tangible receipts back. That's what a lot of chasing specs does. You're spending money just to have it, but if we were to look at the real world tangibility of the gains you get from it, they don't exist, or they're so small that they don't matter.
but look, of course, whenever a nerd sees RAM and going from 8 to
Exactly.
16,
When I'm telling you, it's nerds
it makes our
alone.
our spidey sense tingle. But here's the thing. I mean, when you talk about consumers,
But
I look at what draws them or keeps them on said product year in and
what
year
keeps them
out
on that product
from
is,
one to the next.
yeah, but let's just be real, right? You got people still walking around with iPhone 10s right now.
That's true.
No amount of
And
spec list in the world is going to make that person upgrade.
And the only way they
Only the
upgrade is
nerds want to.
when they realize they can't get they either they call in for insurance or they just force them to upgrade into something else.
But the point is, like, yeah, this is cool and all, but here's the problem. So you're missing what Apple's actual problem is. Apple's
What is
problem ain't their specs; it's their pricing. You can get right now a Snapdragon laptop that has got 16 gigs of RAM, terabit storage for $800 less than an Apple with the same specs.
It's
Mm.
that
That
much
is the
difference.
problem.
Wow.
Yes, it's that much of a difference. Yes, absolutely. Go find me a terabit. Go find a terabit MacBook Pro with 16 gigs RAM. Look at the price.
4,000.
It's over $2,000.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You can go right now for $1,300 and get a 16 gig terabit Snapdragon laptop.
Yeah.
That is the gap, not the specs. The pricing is the gap. Do you know what Apple does? Instead of competing on price, they just up the specs.
You know what's crazy? No radio is none of this shit's selling though. Look at desktop sales. Look at PC sales. None of these machines are selling, man. It's all slow.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? Here's the thing: when the new
because
Qualcomm
almost
chips,
everything you can buy over a certain price is so good that you don't need to upgrade, which proves my point that you don't need more RAM.
They're
but
holding on
look,
to shit for so long.
when the new Qualcomm chips came out, like there was a spike in
Yeah, there was a
laptop
spike.
sales.
Absolutely, yes, this is true.
Yeah, but that was like 2020, dog.
No, this
No,
was recent.
no, Keon. No. I'm sorry. No, Sneed. He's referring to Snapdragon Elites, period. Just the regular
Oh,
Snapdragon.
okay.
Yeah, at least when they came
did
out
not
this year.
The
Okay.
Elites actually caused a spike. The market went up like 30 or 40% when they released.
From all-time lows, man.
Because
Yeah.
it was because the laptops were not getting better in the Windows environment, and the number one problem is battery life. It is
That's all people care about is battery
It's the
life.
same problem we have with electric cars. Was the biggest problem with laptops. And the only way you were getting, if you were a Windows guy, the only way you can get better battery life is to leave the Windows ecosystem,
So
right?
here's
Let's say you were
the
already
vibes I'm
ingrained.
getting, right? But here's the vibes I'm
Even I
getting.
bought one, Sneed. I own a Snapdragon laptop
People don't
now.
want to go. People don't want to go 100 miles an hour. They want to go 60 all day.
All day, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why battery life is the number one reason people are going to Snapdragon laptops, not performance.
Right.
It's a fact.
They don't even care, but they don't even care about the Copilot. They care about
They
the
don't
battery
care at all
life.
about none of that crap. They only care
You
about
be
that
like
battery
AI
life.
what? I don't care.
But I can tell you alone, take this, and I don't know if you know, Sneed, but like you may already know, like Windows, one of the biggest problems that Windows had is the laptop going into sleep. They wouldn't sleep a lot of the times. Even Lions did a whole video about how the laptops are not sleeping.
Draining?
Yes.
Yes.
I can tell you right now, no BS, Sneed. I took my Snapdragon laptop. I literally closed the lid. I closed the lid like 2.5 weeks ago with like 70% battery. I did not touch that thing for like 2.5 weeks. I opened it and still had 35% 2.5 weeks later.
Is it a hardware issue or is it a software issue?
It's all the above.
x86.
But what it is, x80s, the Intel and AMD chips, they don't put much effort into features like that. But because Qualcomm has always made smartphone processors, standby is one of the most important features.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So it literally just naturally rolled into the Snapdragon laptops. All the power management is not even being really done by Windows. It's being done by the manufacturer. So
that's hardware.
my Samsung Windows laptop that has an Elite chip is being managed by Samsung's algorithms, not Microsoft. So Samsung is basically just copy and pasting the phone standby over. Now you do that with a ridiculously huge battery, which is way bigger than any smartphone you can buy. That thing can sleep for 2 weeks. It can sleep for 2 weeks and still open up and only have drained 10%, 15%, 20%. It can do that.
Yeah, it's wild.
You can literally use this like I said, I bought one on launch. If y'all know, I bought it on launch.
That's interesting.
We talked about it. We talked about it heavy.
Yeah.
So like my iPhone at night probably loses 1% battery life overnight.
And that's exactly how these laptops are.
My Galaxy probably loses 3%.
And that's because it has cellular activity going on.
Yeah, and I think my Pixel loses like sometimes between 5 and 7.
If you turned off the cellular side, I bet it would lose less than 1 or 1%.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The cellular radios is what's burning it out, but
stays connected
fact.
to the network on some level, probably an LTE channel.
Heck, I can play this game in real time right now. Actually, my Samsung has now been in my book bag. It's been in my book bag for probably a day and a half now. I haven't had it open since like Friday night. Haven't touched it. I'm gonna pull it out, and I don't even shut it down, Sneed. There's no point. You can just close
You
it
just
and walk
close
away. Close it and walk away.
Man, my laptop at work is such trash, bro. If I don't shut it down a certain way and make it sleep a certain way and then unplug this thing and this, bro, I'll come back. That shit'll be dead the next morning.
Dang.
Let's see. We'll pop this baby open here. Look at that. I just popped it open. It's just been in the bag.
What's it at?
And I was using it for hours and hours that day. I still got 33%. And I haven't touched it since Friday night. And I was using it all night. 33%. She's still kicking. And fast as she want to be. Fast girl.
But Keon be on them Chromebooks, though.
I'm just saying, bro.
Oh, hey,
You
hey,
can
look,
really put this
man.
thing in the bag. Hey, this thing has better battery life than the Chromebooks, Keon.
Hey,
You
look,
know
look,
I'm not
hey,
wrong. You know I'm not wrong.
that is true. That is true. That is true.
And they ain't even running a real OS. They just like web.
Yo, Keon, Keon off the
Do
Chromebook,
you remember
yo.
Web TV from the 90s when they were advertising? You get a little box, hook it to your TV, the Web TV.
Yeah, I remember those.
That's what a Chromebook is.
Hey, look. Look. The problem is Google is not putting a lot of effort behind the system anymore, man. They've been doing like small little increment changes. They're not
Bruh,
doing
it's
like
a
complete
browser.
OS
System you put
changes.
work behind,
Bruh,
sir.
it's
They
a
don't even have a
browser.
system. You talking about vaporware? That's the best vaporware I could describe right there.
Dang.
It's a damn browser, dog.
Mm.
2 gig of RAM and a browser. Let
So
it ride.
Firefox was going to try to do the same thing. If y'all remember that, how Firefox was going to try to launch a phone that was web only.
Yeah,
Y'all
Fire
remember that?
Mobile, dog.
I remember that. Yeah.
Screw that shit. I'd rather have
See,
a
I
case
thought
of the
that
class.
that
Hey,
was gonna be the deal with Charlie, bro, and Dish.
I want them to come out with the modular phone, man. Project R.
Oh, you and Tito, man. Aloha Android. He was always on that shit.
Hey, a modular phone. You could upgrade your screen whenever you felt like it, or
No,
you could snap in other
I
pieces.
don't want it. I don't want it.
I thought that would have been great.
Why?
Yo, the radio trying to move on, bro. Chill out.
He wants to say that with these freaking laptops that the upgrade costs more than a new laptop. What's the point of being modular if the upgrade costs more than a whole new laptop?
The only time a modular has an advantage is when you can pop out a broken component and replace it with a functional new one.
Look, I'm just saying that because No Radio been getting on me about this the company called Framework.
It's because the upgrades cost more than a new laptop. What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Hey, look. Hey, new companies always cost a little bit more.
You know, I'm trying to see this trend from Keon. He's into creating new problems instead of finding solutions to the existing one. It's like a recurring theme, Doug.
I'd rather have a laptop
like you just said,
that is completely functional and usable and has enough power to last me 9 years than to have a laptop that's out of date in 1 and costs as much as a new laptop just to get me 2 more years. That's ridiculous.
Look, you Sneed just said, you want to be able to replace the part if it goes defective or break, right? You can't do that on a lot of this stuff. If your screen goes bad, it costs you just as much as a new laptop to get it fixed.
If you are wrong, sir, you are completely wrong.
No,
what
I'm
is
not.
wrong with you?
No, I'm not.
Bro, I can get a screen for almost any laptop in existence, bro. Any laptop existing for less than $120. Fuck is you talking about, bro?
Oh man, hey, look.
If it costs you more than that, it's because you special.
I'm special. Come on, man.
Let's do it. Let's play the game then. Pull up a laptop manufacturer right now, and let's look up how much it costs to replace the screen. And you show me how it's a $700 screen. Show me.
It
I
don't
think
exist.
the only machine that's going to be more than a couple $100 is going to be a MacBook, probably.
And that ain't true either. MacBooks even
I
use
don't know.
cheaper screens.
I did a
They use even cheaper
MacBook
screens.
screen replacement a few years ago. It was $280.
That still ain't $1,000, is it, Sneak?
No, not at all.
He said it costs more than a new machine. Is what he
A
said.
display?
That's what he just
Look,
said. He crazy.
You said
What is
that,
it?
Keon?
Look, here you go.
You
Have
see?
you ever have you ever seen like what is it? What's the dude that is on YouTube? He does Apple repairs, right?
Okay.
What was it? The one of his clients came in and the laptop didn't turn on. He had to go down to the component level to solder something in
Because
and to get it working, right?
it was a $5 repair, sir.
Yeah, but do you think like
That
not
ain't
many
$1,000.
places do those type of
But
repairs?
that's not that common. You're taking like the freak of nature things and making that everybody. The average person is gonna crack their damn screen before it fails on its own, Keon.
Mm.
Yeah.
A lot of people crack their screens.
And I can tell you right now, I don't care if you go to Dell's website, HP's website, Lenovo's website, I guarantee you I can get almost any of them screens for less than $150. So unless Framework can give me a $20 screen, they can go fuck themselves.
You know they're not going to sell
Which
you
is
the
my
screen for
freaking point. They're
$20.
not cheaper. It is not cheaper to repair a Framework than any other laptop. It's not cheaper. It may be easier, but it is not cheaper.
I did have some problems. I like some of the problems I had when I was doing repairs were some of the devices made by Apple specifically were just so non-modular that they were difficult to repair. Like the way that they chose to engineer it and build it made
because they don't want you to work on it.
Exactly. It wasn't the fact that like they couldn't produce a repairable device.
Yeah.
They were producing one that's difficult to repair because they just want you to buy a new one.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Steve. I repaired a Dell a few years ago, right? And I had to manually with a
How
razor.
was the repairability?
I had to manually trim pieces to make the there's like a bracket that holds it into the case
To make it fit?
They used a generic screen, but they all the manufacturers using that same screen, but their brackets are slightly different that goes into the actual lid of the laptop, right? I had to manually with a razor do it, and it still only took me 15 minutes. I had to manually trim and then manually glue a bracket and then put it back in. Took me 15 minutes.
Hold pretty well.
You know how much replacement cost was for that screen? $46.
Just for the LCD?
LCD was $46.
Well, see?
So that ain't $1,000. That's what I'm saying. These modular laptops, like we said, Keon likes to fix problems. He likes to create new problems and call them a solution. 15 minutes with a razor might be tedious for you, Keon, but it is not worth $700.
But here's the thing: what come across the person who might have some type of level of skills to be able to unscrew some stuff and do it themselves.
Keon,
versus
right
you.
Now, if you find a grandma who buys a framework,
I'm not talking about a grandma.
Won't fix her own laptop.
Yo.
But here's the thing: the person who
do it. She'll still hire somebody.
But the person who ends up doing is the grandson who has to support her, and it's going to be a whole lot easier for him.
Woohoo! 15 minutes? It takes dark longer than that sometimes.
Oh, man.
Bruh, you're exaggerating a problem. It's not that hard to work on this. I've been working on electronics since I was like 9 years old. It's not that hard.
Man, I was fixing Apple's junk for like 10 years, man.
It's not that hard. Like,
and
you know how many phone screens I've replaced in my sleep?
Real talk, I'm a caveman, bro, and I was fixing Apple shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, I'm too heavy-handed to work on somebody's phone screen, man. Because I have
$700 for a fucking screen replacement. That's your problem.
But that's what I'm saying. Hey,
I'm gonna pay $150. That's
hold up,
15 minutes.
No, Radio, I figured it out, bro. Keon, the type of dude that bought that Andre 3000 flute album, bro. It says that shit is hot.
Man, hey, you didn't like the flutes, man. You didn't like the flutes.
Keon, you didn't even listen. Shut up. You didn't listen to that one. Like you don't even know what we talking about. You ain't a real music listener like that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't listen to
All
it though.
right, then
I know.
Name me the name. What's the name? What's the longest name of song on the whole album?
I couldn't tell you.
All right,
I'm not gonna buy the front.
But no, I'm just saying, bro, repairability is, don't get me wrong, it can be difficult, but it is not, on average, it is not that difficult. It's not.
The most
It's really
important thing with these devices is repairability, not really that they're modular.
Exactly.
Right? The fact that you could go in with removing the screws out of the bottom panel, getting access to the battery and replacing it.
For most, even most screens, you literally can snap the ring out of the bezel on the front, and then you'll have like 2 screws at the bottom, and then maybe 2 screws at the top and a ribbon cable.
Right, exactly.
Like,
if you could get access to the ribbon cable, detach it, and then pull out the old LCD and put in a new one, you're golden.
It's not
look,
that,
man. I watched the repair on Apple laptop. They put the ribbon cable for the battery like under the underside, which I'm like, why did you design it this way?
I feel you, right?
The person, like, if a person was going to end up doing it, you're giving it, you engineered it in such a way so if they went to go do it and mess something up, they wouldn't even know where they messed up at.
But look, Apple still doesn't have a high market share in computers, so you can't use Apple as your repairability damn ruin stick.
Hey, look, I look at the iFixit scores, man.
That's cool. I just actually fix stuff.
I feel you, but hey, look,
it ain't that hard, bro. I'm just telling you.
I just think that after a certain amount of time, like depending on how much you end up paying for it, you might as well go ahead and get a new device.
If you want to keep bringing Apple in when you talk about repairability, care to guess what their percent is in the U.S. for PC sales?
What, like 10%?
It's only 16%, big dog.
Hey man, but they're the ones. But they're the ones.
Sales. So stop using them as your repairability metric. It's the
moral
story.
Well, what about like iPhone?
Apple or framework? That's how you're ignoring the fact that there's like 10 other damn brands that ain't that hard to fix.
Hey, the other OEMs don't make it any easier, man.
Oh, did you? Based on what experience? When's the last time you fixed one? When's the last time you actually took a laptop apart and fixed one?
It was a couple months ago. I had to upgrade the RAM on my wife's.
And how hard was it, Kia? Did you have to learn how to solder and have a microscope?
No, sir. No.
It took you how long? Probably 10 seconds. Because like, I can take this Lenovo Legion right here, take out about 6 screws, and I can change the RAM, the NVMe, the regular hard SATA drive. Take me 5 minutes. I can pull the whole keyboard out of this thing and put a new keyboard in less than 10 minutes.
I had the same exact one he has.
So what I'm talking about the Legion. You talking about the other one.
I'm talking about the Yoga.
Yeah, the Yoga. Once again, you take the whole bottom case off and you have access to everything. What's so hard? What is so hard? That's what I'm asking. Well, the only thing easier on framework is changing your ports. Everything else is basically a waste of time because of the cost. All I'm saying is this, right? If it's easy to change parts on the framework, but the parts cost 7 times any other manufacturer, it defeats the purpose. Defeats the purpose. Oh, my motherboard went bad in my framework. Oh, a new one's $800.
Right.
That's
but you like that.
I'd rather spend 15 minutes than to spend an additional $600 for the repair, sir.
But if you like that shell, you know how some people like put stickers and stuff all over their laptop, right? So really, you like that case, you can keep the case.
If you got a case, right? Say you got a framework in 2012, right? And by 2014, it's all dinged and scratched the fuck up. You're going to tell me with all them nasty dings and scratches, you want to keep putting new engines inside that fucked up case and call yourself doing better.
Hey, or just take the guts out of that one and go get another frame.
But another frame is fucking $700. What are you talking about?
Another frame is not $700, man.
Prove it.
Another frame is not $700.
From framework. Show me. We've been on this road before, Keon. We keep going down the same road. We done played this game before already.
Bro, I swear, it feels like deja vu.
We keep playing this game. I'm on Framework's website. Where can I get just a frame for my 4-year-old laptop? Where can I get it? Just a frame for the one I bought 4 years ago. And how much is said frame? Supposedly.
13. Hold up.
The problem is when you actually start clicking around their website, it starts looking like a yard sale because it's a bunch of like.
It is like a yard sale.
I don't got time for this, sir. I just want where's the frame button? I want to hit buy it now like I'm on Amazon. I ain't got time for all this. If it's supposed to be easier, make it actually easier.
Software merch, keyboards, memory, main board.
I don't need a main board. I need a frame. Because my frame's cracked on the corner. I need a whole new frame. You ain't found it yet, have you?
Struggling.
No, I haven't found it yet.
You're not going to. Is the point I'm trying to make to you. Yeah, I already done this already, bro. When I research shit, I don't read headlines. I research.
Oh my god.
I've been here already, bro. I've been where you are, Ki. It's a sad road. I've been here already.
So the Framework bottom cover is $99.
Mm-hmm. What the rest of it? Because mine's all scratched and dinged up. I need a whole new outer case, even where my screen is being held. I need all of it. Before you know it, you're gonna be at $400.
Framework laptop bottom cover is $100. Framework laptop 16 is $139.
I need all the frame, all of it.
See, this is what happens when you're not ready around no radio. Is you get slammed.
You be arguing points, but you ain't actually tried to do none of this.
Bro,
you haven't actually done investigative reporting on yourself.
You're holding L's basically all night, bro. Every time you
Dog. Hey, whenever I go against no radio, I have to prepare to lose, man. You prepare yourself for a loss.
Arguing stuff, but you've never even tried to do this before.
Framework laptop 13 top cover $99.
So we're at $200, and we still got our old internals. All right, let's keep going,
bro. You be fighting battles with like a butter knife, bro, and everybody else got pistols, bro.
Man, no radio be walking in here with bazookas. What are you talking about? RPGs.
This is why I did not jump on the Framework train, is because of what you're going through right now.
Hold up. See, the display is $279. This is for the 16. So a new display is $279. It's not $74 because of course they're gonna.
Where we at? We already over 500, right? And you still got your old outdated main board. At some point, you could be like, wait a minute, if I had an extra 200 on top of that, I just get a whole new laptop. Mm-hmm. Why would I keep fixing up my old turd? At some point. That's all I'm saying, bro. These prices have to literally cut way down, is the point, right? For Framework to be justifiable, a main board upgrade with a new processor has to be under $200. It can't be
radio.
$800.
They're trying to pay their property taxes on one transaction, dog.
Yeah. So so if a person bought a Framework 3 years ago and they want to upgrade to the newest, let's say i7. The i7 Ultra for the 155H is $700 for the new board, sir.
RAM $700.
Yeah, for a new Ultra 7, $700. You don't see the problem?
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
How long before they're not new? Is it 5 years from now? Because if 5 years from now, I bet it's still like $700-800 for the upgrade. That's all I'm saying. It's never going to change because it's a bad business. New doesn't always mean better is the moral of the story. It's the point I'm trying to make. Just because something's new does not make it automatically better. Stuff comes out and it fails. I think Framework in the long term is going to fail.
I don't know, man. I
And
like what the direction they're
reason
heading
why
in.
it's going to fail because ARM is
Why?
going to slaughter it. It's going to slaughter it.
But they're already migrating towards that now.
And once again, they're going to get slaughtered
Okay,
because it's going to be. I can get a whole new shiny laptop with fresh paint and a new screen. It ain't scratched. It ain't been dropped. It ain't been dinged for the same price as your upgrade. Why do I buy your product?
look, currently right now for a company that is brand, like technically going to be brand new. I mean, they don't. Their prices are not there yet. But
Keon, how long has Framework been around, sir?
what I started hearing about it
I
2.5
answered you heard.
years
I said
ago.
when they've been around.
I say at least 3 years.
Longer.
But I didn't hear about it until I watched what was it, when Linus ended up investing into
It's
it.
been
That's when I
4
found
years
out.
now, sir. 4 years. And they still cannot compete with the traditional market. It is cheaper to buy a new laptop every 5 years than to buy a Framework and keep upgrading it. It is still cheaper, which is why they're getting murdered. It is still cheaper. Until the Framework is actually cheaper, they are not achieving anything for you.
Keon, put your legs in the bag. You keep getting bodied, bruh. Put your damn legs in the
Remember,
bag.
Sneak said it earlier, right? The product either has to be better or cheaper. It
And
can't be the
as
same
good.
for more
It
money.
can't just be cheaper. It still has to be as good and
And,
cheaper.
okay, well, yeah. But when I say cheaper, I imply that automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I imply automatically when I say that.
Like, because that's the whole concept of being competitive. You have to compete in the pricing and you have to compete in the performance.
Yep. The frameworks. The truth is, a new Framework laptop is going to have to be like $400, and every upgrade is going to have to be like under $300 to even make it ridiculous, like remotely worthwhile.
Yeah, no.
Even now, I'm looking for a screen on their website. How much is a new screen?
I'm looking at right now a new screen for the 16, the
13.
laptop 16,
Just get to the 13.
the 13.
Not the blind edition. It costs just as much. It's $159 for a 13. I can get a screen for every major brand for cheaper. Even still. You don't believe me?
Put your legs in the bag.
Let's go to Dell's website right now and grab us a random Dell laptop.
Put your damn legs in the bag, Keon.
Go grab us a random Dell laptop. Let's say we get like a 2024, I don't know, Latitude. What are they making these days? I don't really buy Dells.
Bro, Dell isn't even focused on these machines anymore, bro.
Yeah, they don't care because it ain't no point in it.
Dell's been focusing more on enterprise than it has on consumer electronics.
When you say enterprise, what do you mean? Data centers?
Yeah.
Because that's where they're at right now.
Or I mean, just to keep their current lineup of laptops only for enterprise.
All right.
Like go to the Latitudes. I mean, their gaming edition stuff is just kind of like for show. The Alienware, more for show.
I mean, Alienware they're powerful. I mean, they're good, but like everybody knows the truth now.
Well, I mean, you can get gaming laptops now for way less.
Dell 7450, 14-inch WXGA LCD widescreen, $79 for a screen. Almost half the price of the Framework.
Yeah, bro.
This is where the problem lies, man.
Hey, look.
Basically, when you get a Framework, you're paying for the repair guy, but you're still the repair guy. That's what the price difference is. You're paying for yourself to do the work because it's like double the price. So, like, the guy was going to sell you the screen for $79, and he was going to install it for $79. But you know what?
Here you go. But here you go. Let me ask you this question. So you know how you always keep saying you got to separate the nerd side. If you gave this to the average consumer,
The nerds I know
if
are
you
not trying to make their fucking 10-year-old laptop keep going. They're not. They're not. They're like us. They buy new crap. If that's the case, Keon, why ain't you still on the Fold 2 right now? Ain't nobody trying to make that old thing go. They get that new shiny one. Just got the new screen that they've been scratched.
I told you, man. If they allowed me to do modular, I would have bought the pieces.
But I'm just saying, the nerds is buying the new one. They ain't no nerds out there. Ain't no nerd unless he's broke, right? There's no nerd that is still trying to make his 970 GTX graphics card work. No nerd. He don't exist. He already upgraded. You know how I know? Because I know serious nerds, and they be selling me their parts for dirt cheap. Homeboy was selling me. I had a homeboy that was literally upgrading graphics cards like every 9 months, and homeboy was selling me $1,000 graphics cards for $20, $30.
Oh, come on, bro.
I'm serious.
That dude's just holding L's, bro.
No, he don't care. He's a competitive gamer. He don't give a damn. He's like, bro, I got like 10 graphics cards in the box over there. Grab one. I go, how much you want for this one, man? Give me $30, bro. Give me $30, bro.
He said, choose one.
He just wanted to be able to order some food from DoorDash, bro.
He don't care, bro. He don't care.
Man. Well, look. Now,
those nerds, you know, they're selling their stuff. Like me, I'm that nerd that I buy a lot of stuff, but I usually make a profit on stuff when I get rid of it. Like I know how to buy. Like me, I literally buy a laptop and I'll keep it for like 8 months and I'll sell it before it loses value, so I can get like 80% of my money back. Where other people buy something and they keep it so long that by the time they want to sell it, it don't have no value.
True.
So I'll be moving stuff. That's why I go through, even like now, I done went through like 5 car amplifiers in like the last 3 months because I keep buying and bartering and trading. I'm actually making a profit. I want to play with certain things, so I buy it, play with it, and then I sell it and make a profit.
Hey, what happened to that old super amp that you end up getting?
Bro, I'm about to triple my money on that one.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's a classic. What they're going for right now is 3 times what I paid for. I literally have that thing torn down to the guts right now, and I'm deep cleaning it. And I'm gonna be repolishing all the chrome parts, and I'm going to respray the satin black on it. And I'm gonna put
you're not gonna keep it for yourself?
Nah, I'm gonna sell it and make some money. It's worth way more than what I paid for it. It's funny you should ask about that, because I'm legit. Like,
I mean, look, you showed me a video where your whole windshield was getting ready to shake itself out of your Explorer. So I was like, I thought you found your new happy place.
No, but I can. But once again, man, I'm not tied to nothing, bro. Bro, I'm the guy that goes to the pawn shop and I'll be in there talking to them and I find out they don't even know what they have. That's how I be getting stuff, bro. I go in there and they be like, yeah, we've had that for like 3 months. And I go, is that price negotiable? Because they don't even know what they got. Because this is true. What most pawn shops do
is a hustler.
What most pawn shops do is this. When you bring a product in there, at least around here, and I've traveled to multiple states. I was just in Florida. I was pawn shop hopping. What most of these places do is they look at eBay to determine the value of whatever you have.
Right.
They don't mean that's what they pay you. They look at that's what they can sell it for. So
you don't have that. What is that TV show Pawn Stars? They don't have experts.
They fake.
No, they don't. But I'm just saying they don't have experts to come in and check to see if the Pokemon cards are authentic.
Yeah. But real talk, they don't even know what they be having sometimes. So one of 2 things happen. They either overprice something or they underprice it. They rarely underprice things, but what you will find is that everything's negotiable. So what they do is you bring something in there and they literally will look that item up on eBay and go, well, it looks like the listings on eBay, there's people are selling that for about 200. Obviously they literally give you the speech. Well, obviously I can't give you that much for it. That's about the most I could sell it for, but I could offer you this, So then they take said item, right? Now, say a person comes in there who's not tech savvy, and all they want is an item that does whatever that thing does, but they also don't know what it is, right? One of 2 things happens. They either buy it and overpay for it, right?
Or they buy it and underpay for it.
Or they don't buy it at all. Because here's the thing. How can you negotiate for something when you don't even know what it's worth? You really negotiating in the blind, right? But the guy
True.
that does know what it's worth, he can come in and ask you a couple questions and find out that you don't know what you got. And be like, and then he starts talking to you, and you're like, you know what? We have had it on the shelf for like 3 months. And they know that they got it listed for 400, but they only paid 150 for it. And it's been there for 3 months. You can flip it for 250.
Mm.
Next thing you know they only paid 150. You end up talking them to 180. They happen just getting $30 out of it. You turn around and flip it for 250.
But see, I mean, understand that requires that you're a more informed consumer than the average person.
Exactly. But I ain't the only person that does this. Other people do what I do. I be
a lot of people.
bro,
Hey, look at the
tech
level I've
community,
seen.
I be seeing people like in different cities at a pawn shop. I'm like, didn't I see you at the other pawn shop over there? I'm like, I know what you're doing there. I know what you're doing.
You sit out here giving pawn shop tutorials.
I'm telling you, but you got to know what you're shopping for, know what know what you're looking at. Same thing applies to things like jewelry and all that, right? People that know what they know, they know how to play the game. I know how to play the game in real time.
I don't know nothing about jewelry, man.
Bro, I have literally bought stuff on Monday and sold it on Tuesday, and made 100% profit just because I knew what I was looking at. You can do it, bro. And with a lot of stuff, I did it with Walmart. Walmart put a bunch of the Samsung Galaxy Buds. They marked them down and took them off the shelf, so you can only find them on the website. They were originally not original, but like where they were at when they were still on display. They were on display for like $89. Well, Walmart had already put them like marked down to $49 and took them off the shelf completely. Meanwhile, on the Samsung website, they were still more than Walmart was charging the original. They were still like $99.
Ooh.
So me going to the store because I look on the website, I went and bought like 9 pairs at $49 a piece.
And then you sold them for what they were selling them for
you
on
remember when
the
I
website.
did this? You remember when I did this?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I was flipping them on Facebook Marketplace for $70 a pair.
Mm.
I got rid of all of them in like 2 days. He's making money.
I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie.
And you wouldn't know it if you don't use Walmart's website, because they literally had took those things off the shelf and they put them under the cabinet and like locked in the little sliding drawers, like they slide back and forth, and you can't see inside of it. They had put them down there and closed it because I guess they were going to probably put them on like online only and like ship them back to a warehouse.
Ooh.
So they didn't even have them on display no more.
So how did you get your hands on it if it was off the shelf?
I'll use the website and said they were in stock. And the guy said, well, sometimes we put stuff down here. He opened the case and he had a bunch of them. They were down in the little case that you can't see through. It's completely covered. You can't even see inside of it. He slid it open and had a bunch of them. I went ahead and bought them. Made me some money. And you can redo that with Walmart. You can redo that over and over. If you know how to use that website, you start finding stuff that's not on the shelf.
Yeah.
You can, especially if you know something that some people actually want. Heck yeah, bro. Make you some money. It's hard to do that with Apple products though, because they never not put Apple products out. If they got AirPods, they're out. There ain't no point where they go like, oh, the AirPods.
We're gonna take them off and make it online only later.
Yeah. Other brands, they'll if they're not really selling that much or whatnot, they'll take them off. And the problem is there is a market for them, but
Hey, before I get ready to go, I wanted to ask you about the Galaxy Buds 3, the 3 Pros. What do you think?
Not interested.
Man, I just read a review. Even the people that did the review were kind of on the fence about it. I mean, not like they were totally against it.
Do they have a real EQ yet?
They said that there is an EQ, but it's through the app. It's through the Wear app.
That's how I know. I said a real EQ, sir.
I said it has a EQ, and it's a real. Said a EQ.
Then the answer's no. The answer's no.
Look, I'm hoping to see if I can try to get my hands on them.
The answer is no. The biggest problem with the Samsung earbud lineup, they don't have a real EQ. For the money they want to charge, I need a real EQ. I'm tired of them trying to behave like Apple and not give features but won't premium money. No. Not gonna happen. Trash. They're trash.
How many levels of EQ did it have to have for it to
Let's
qualify?
be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. What do you mean levels of EQ? There's no such thing as levels.
Yeah, you can have
Well, I need a minimum
treble,
of a
mid and bass.
I need a 7-band EQ, fully adjustable.
7-band. Okay.
Fully adjustable. Not gonna happen. You know what? You know how you know Samsung's particularly full of it?
How?
Let's play the game.
Uh
Who makes all the earbuds for Samsung?
oh.
What company do they own that makes the earbuds?
What was it?
Come
I forget the name of it. It starts with an A.
Come on, Keon. You the Samsung guy?
I forget the name of the company. AMG or I don't know.
AKG.
Yes.
All righty. Now, who is the parent company of AKG, who Samsung also owns?
That I don't know. I don't know that.
Harman Kardon.
Harman Kardon.
What
Now, are
other
you saying
brands does Harman Kardon make? Let's keep playing. Let's keep playing.
They don't do the sound cores, do they?
No. But they do JBL, who has full EQs.
Yes.
For the same and less price. So, in the same company with the same audio engineers, they have products with full EQs that don't cost more. But you want me to buy the Samsung ones? We have a problem there, sir.
That sounds like a problem.
That's
like a very big problem.
The JBL earbuds that I can get an actual EQ and have been able to get an actual EQ for like 10 years. So
but you know what?
I will not be buying any Samsung earbuds. Period.
But you know what? I bought the JBLs before. It wasn't like
Which JBLs? Because if you bought the cheap ones, you don't get to use those to compare. You didn't buy the $200 ones that cost the same price. You don't get to play this game.
Well, the one I got, I think like they were $179.
Those had an EQ then.
But you know what they didn't have? You know what you couldn't do with them? You couldn't independently use the headphones.
Which ones did you have? So which ones did you have that was $179 that didn't do that? Which ones?
It's been a while. I gotta go back and look at the names.
I need to know because I have on my shelf right now about 3 different ones. I have the JBL Club Pros, the JBL Live 300s. All of them work independent, bro.
Let's see.
I bought the 300 Lives I bought 300 Lives like 5 years ago. They had full independent use 5 years ago. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. You paid $179 and it didn't work independent. I don't know. What year was that?
They didn't work independent of each other.
You gotta tell me which ones you had.
Oh,
that had to be like a very long time ago, sir. Like insane, like so long ago that Samsung Buzz didn't exist yet. Because
because I turned around and bought the Samsung earbuds and they did it.
I need them. I was talking about they had to come out the same year. I need a model. I need a model, bro. Which ones you had? They cost $179 that did not work independent.
Oh, I gotta look it up. I'm looking now.
I got a shelf full of them. So.
I know.
I have the TWS Club Pros. I also had the Club Pros 2s. I had 300 Lives. They're already to the JBL Tour Pros now. And those let you read your text messages and everything on the case, on the headphone case. You telling me I need to get the Samsung ones? Come on, bro. The Samsung ones are overpriced and lacking features. And that is a serious problem. You're better off buying the other earbuds from the same company that have better features.
I gotta issue a correction. It wasn't JBLs, they were Jabras.
There you go.
They were Jabras.
I could have told you not to do that because Jabras suck for music listening. They're trash for music. Absolute trash. Hate Jabras.
They were Jabras.
You bought JBLs, you wouldn't have had that problem, bro.
Okay.
The point is, if you want a Samsung-owned product that has full features, just get the JBLs. Don't buy the Samsungs.
Remember, people, buy the JBLs first.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
The JBLs be thumping. I need to go and sound stage than the Samsungs.
I need to go ahead and say whatever little bit of my personality is left over because I done took all these L's and I'm not wearing any Louis Vuitton. So just keep in mind.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Like people out
Uh,
there, if you just want to support Samsung, buy JBLs.
you better they getting the money anyway. They
Get
getting
the
the money
money
anyway.
anyway, and the other products are better. You can get the JBL Beam 3s for $199, the Live Buds 3 for $199. You can get the JBL Pro TWS, which is basically the same thing as the Samsung ones, for $149.
Golly.
Yeah. Go to JBL's website and look at
Hey,
how they're
man.
very similar to the new Samsungs coming out, but they're priced better and they
Oh
still
look,
have
I just went to Amazon. I wanted to see if I could see what they look like so I could find out what the name of it was. And dog, the JBLs look almost like the new Samsungs.
I just said that. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
I know they look just like them.
And you get a full EQ with those. Not
What is it?
presets. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Why, look, here you go. Before I get ready to go,
Go ahead,
why
share the
not
screen.
just?
Let us see the ones that look just like the Samsung. I'm looking
Here you
already.
go.
Just saying, bro. I don't like being
Look
ripped off. So I don't be
just
playing
like
with these
it.
companies, bro. I don't be playing with these companies, bro. Samsung's playing with you, bro, and you falling for it.
No, look,
You know it.
I'm just my whole problem is why not just sell the JBL? They're more known than your own official brand.
It's because they're trying to make the most money on. Remember, we talked about this earlier, the Peter Pan peanut butter?
Yeah,
There you go.
here you go.
We talked about this earlier.
Look, these right here look almost eerily familiar to.
And these are
Like right here.
cheaper lines. There's even higher lines. But I'll tell you what, even those cheap ones probably have more features than the Samsung one. And that's the problem.
They were advertising on the Samsung ear. Look right here. They're advertising the Samsung earbuds right along with the JBLs.
Same company, Harman Kardon. AKG, Harman Kardon. There's like 4 other brands. They're all the same company now. It's the same thing out, and they're not making independently different stuff. The only thing that really changes is when you get the JBL stuff, the default EQ is what they call the JBL signature sound. And that was based on like some laboratory study they did based off what humans like.
Right.
Like some like way back. And that's like they called it the JBL signature sound. But yeah, it's the same company, bro. It's all the same.
$249.
The same thing happened with Apple and Beats. Anybody who's used the AirPods and used the Beats know that if you're listening to music, the Beats are better. If you're doing like A and C, the Apple ones are better. Very simple. For A and C, the Apple's better. For music listening, the Beats destroy the AirPods. Period. The AirPods and the AirPod Pro. It ain't even close.
Damn.
The Beat Fits Pro blow the AirPods Pros out of the water for $50 less.
Hold on. So Justin Tech just chimed in. He said, just tuning in now. I have JBL Lives free. NC plus ANC earbuds. Let me pull it up. And they're fantastic. $150.
Yep.
Bought them on clearance on Woot. Woot is still around? I thought they faded away.
You got me on here about to buy another pair of earbuds. God dang it. I gotta get off of here.
Hey. If I gotta take all these L's, you coming off some money, sir.
Just saying, bro. Don't buy the new Samsung. Get yourself a set of JBLs this time, Keon.
Hey, man.
Put your bread back and go on and go big, man. Go big. Go ahead and go for the damn Beam 3s or the Buds 3. You ain't got to go for the Tool Pro 3s unless you're just feeling funky because they're $300.
Yo, this is
But you,
the
but you,
Pros 2.
the Tour Pro 3s are $299, but they come with the full touchscreen and everything. You can even read your damn text messages on the headphone case.
Oh wow.
I'm just saying, though, they giving out features.
Hey man, hey, I've heard you say a lot of Bluetooth headsets, but I don't think I've ever heard you say you had JBLs in your arsenal though.
Bro, JBLs. Okay. How could you have not, Keon? How could you have not?
I
How
don't know.
could
I
you
don't
have
necessarily.
not, Keon? How could you have
Hey,
not?
look, I know that you have.
Dude.
I know that you have said a couple of
Bro,
different
I literally
brands.
own 2 pairs of these. Okay. Okay. And you know, I've played this game before. I've got all the brands. I've got AirPods. I've got Beats. I've got JBLs. I've got Anchors. I got them all, dude. I don't even have everything in here that I have, but I've got them all. The only ones that were so bad that I have consistently taken them back to the store every time I bought them. Jabra.
Oh yeah, Jabras. I took the
good pair
Jabras back
of Jabras.
myself.
There's no and the Sonys. The Sonys are overrated. Them Sony earbuds, I paid $249, whatever the heck it was, and I hated those Sony earbuds. They literally sound muffled all the time. They literally sound muffled.
Wow.
I don't. Whoever was praising them Sony earbuds ought to be shot and stuffed.
Wow.
They're trash. Absolutely. Now
I would expect
the new
more out of Sony.
I have not tried the newest ones, but the ones that got all that praise, I went and bought them, and I could not believe how terrible they were. For music listening specifically, because my priority is music. Some people's priority is calling. Mine is music. So if you want a good balance of music and calling, I mean, I hate to say this, you have to
go into the
AirPods.
300 range.
No, it ain't even the price. Wrong. You got to go Apple or Beats if you want the best calling.
But you know what?
The
Apples don't play well with Android though.
But that's not the argument we're having.
True.
We're saying if you want the best calling, you have to go Apple or Beats.
Well, here's the thing: which one offers calling and music? Which one?
There's the Beats is the closest. The Beats Fit Pro is the closest you're going to get to both. That's the closest you're going to get to both. As far as being the best, that's the closest you're going to get. But what you're going to find is that like headphones that have like really good ANC and call quality don't tend to have good music. And when I say good music, I'm talking about like I'm used to being in a car that has a 2,800 watt sound system in it. Okay, so when I'm listening to earbuds, I have a high roof when it comes to like the bass and the power, the punch, the clarity. I have a really high roof. I realize everybody's roof is not there, right? So there's some guy out there right now that's like, oh, he's talking about my AirPods sound amazing. Great for you. Cool, right? But my AirPods sound like a factory system, whereas the Beats Fit Pros sound like an upgraded aftermarket system. Right? And then like the JBL stuff, if you get into the JBL Live 300 and up series, oh man, the bass you get out of this world. And I mentioned this before. I also have the Status audio headphones.
I never heard of Status.
I've talked about this before here.
Yeah.
They have 2 tiers. One of them is like one of their tiers is like 200 something bucks. And then their base tier, you can get them for like 70 something dollars. They sound better than Beats and AirPods when it comes to music. They're triple drivers. They are extremely loud and powerful without distortion, and they're clear.
The new what is the Samsung ones that's coming out? Well, I might end up getting.
Don't do it.
They're double drivers.
That ain't enough.
Damn.
Okay, I challenge you to order yourself a pair of the cheap Status headphones, and just use them for music and call me in the morning. I'm
take two
serious.
of these. Take two of these buds and call me in the morning, sir.
Just use them to listen to music. So okay, I'll give you the details. I remember I was in here and I talked about how a lot of these internet brands are just trash, but they advertise so much people buy them.
Yeah, the Raycons.
Yeah, but Status advertises like crazy, but they're actually good for music listening. Now, we're not talking about call quality. We're not talking about ANC. We're not talking about those things. We're saying just music. Those Status earbuds, the cheaper ones that don't have the ANC, and
Yeah.
they don't even have an adjustable EQ, but you don't need it on those. I'm here to tell you, they will rock your world, and you will hate your Samsungs after you listen to music on those.
Wow.
I'm serious. Look up Status Audio Between Pro earbuds. Right now, the base models are $99. The base doesn't have ANC. If you buy the upgraded model, they're $159. They were $249. They're $159 with ANC. If you just want ANC and all those features. But I'm here to tell you, if you want to go in cheap and just try something, Keon, and they have a money-back guarantee, order yourself a pair of those between ANCs. And you tell me they don't put your damn Samsungs to shame. You're going to be like, wow, what have I been doing with my life? And the battery life is better than the Samsungs too.
Damn.
Now, I will argue that they're weirdly shaped. They're weirdly shaped. I wouldn't say the most beautiful headphones, but good God, do they sound good.
Hey, man.
Telling you. Try them, bro. $99, money back guarantee. Try them.
I'm gonna have to look into it, most
You're
definitely.
gonna be in there like, damn, these shits are so loud. And they clean. And they
But
clean.
no,
The bass,
for you to say that you don't even need an EQ, I mean,
because
like
they're
you
EQ'd
just
so
went from like,
well
yo, you
already. But Samsung don't do that. Samsung is all their EQs are like a 1% difference between the changes. So I'm trying to tell you.
I mean,
I'll
you
give you
like,
an
yo,
example.
this one don't
When I'm
have
in my
any
studio,
EQ.
Keon, studio monitors don't have EQs.
That's true.
Studio monitors are designed to be flat response. What that means is the idea is they don't alter the sound at all. Right? When you
Right.
have a really good high quality like sound, you don't need to compensate for lack of highs. But when you get something like these Samsung buds, they may be lacking on bass, so now you want a little more bass. When you have something that is very balanced and it gives you everything at a clean, clear, but also high power level, you don't need an EQ. Most EQ, when you EQ stuff, you're usually making up for environment. You're making up for deficiency. So if you're in a place
like
where
you're trying to adjust for the environment that you're in,
or you're trying to adjust for the lack of the driver you're listening to. But imagine that driver is sonically like near perfect already. You're not lacking high because it's giving it to you. You don't need to add extra high to overcompensate. That's what I'm saying. Think about this. The guy who goes and he puts 2,000 watts of 12s in the trunk, but he doesn't upgrade none of the other speakers or add another amp for his highs.
That's true. I mean,
That's what Samsung buds are like.
don't you inherently add amps for your mids and your subs, like you do for all three, like all three.
Now your mids and your highs are going to be on the same amp in most cases. Don't get me wrong, you can do more, but you don't need to.
Okay.
You don't need to necessarily. But once again, it depends on your setup. But what I'm saying is, when you get, for me, Samsung earbuds, they don't have a lot of volume. They don't provide a lot of voice definition, meaning they don't carry the mid-range well. So they got no bass, they got no mid-range, and then they do have highs, but the highs are weak. Meaning this, when somebody hits the snare, that snare ain't boom, thumping. It ain't popping.
Right.
It exists. It's like the snare is existing.
It's there, but it's not powerful enough for it to stand
feel
out.
like I'm next to the drummer and he's hitting the damn snare. I don't want to feel like he down the hall. Oh,
Hmm.
somebody call me. One of my third shift guys has called me. Let me see what he needs.
No, go
Might be able to
ahead.
help him out.
I'm about to jump off now. Hey, thank y'all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Y'all stayed along watching me take all these losses this evening. Stay tuned. More networking the major carriers I'm still doing. And that's about it. Y'all have a very good evening.